Radio at 11:40 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Yeah. So good to be back with the Drive Guys back at the Gold One Center. Had to come back because Drapes, I heard you're worried about me, and so I just want to be back by your side here.
I know you were listening in, even on your deathbed the last couple of days. I know you were tuned into the Drive Guys. We missed you, man. We carried on.
I know you did.
You missed a lot though over the last couple of days.
Yeah. How are you personally doing with Domantas' injury news?
I'm actually okay.
Good.
It's tough. He's our guy, but we have reinforcements.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it, and Kings fans, I'm sure can echo this. As much as we love Domas and we need him, it's not the end of the world. The sky is not falling.
Right.
And so I believe even without Domas, there's still a belief. There's still a hope. There's still a thought that, you know what? We can win these games. We can at least be competitive out here. And so I believe even without Domas, JV will get some healthy minutes. I think this team comes into tonight, thinks they can beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I do also.
Cleveland Cavaliers are terrible.
Right.
Last 2 games?
Dude, the last 2 games, they're the worst team in the league. You know what I mean?
Easy win tonight.
No, hey, man, I can't wait till their injury report comes out, and I haven't checked it lately. I would hope they're resting somebody, but maybe they won't because of taking that L last night. They're in the battle for number 1 seed overall with OKC, and so it would be nice if they would have won last night. Maybe they rest a Mobley or something like that. I'm looking at their injury report right now. Just pulled it up. Let's see what we got here. I don't know if you've checked it out.
I have not.
Darius Garland out.
Ooh.
OUT out. There we go. That's what I was talking about.
All right.
You want to know the reason, Whitey? You want to know the reason why Darius Garland is out tonight? You want to know the reason? Rest.
Yeah.
It's actually rest on there. And so we're catching a break. That doesn't mean we're going to win. That doesn't mean, Donovan Mitchell can't go off for 50 or something like that. And I just mentioned Evan Mobley, he's dealing with a foot contusion, so he's not 100%.
Okay.
So no reason why we can't win this game tonight.
I ended up in the same spot as you did with Domas. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Took a different route to get there. To me, it looks like catching the Clippers for 8th. It's still mathematically you could do it, but realistically, I don't know. So these games that looked absolutely crucial, to me, they're not as crucial. You're pretty much parked at 9. Not to give up on 8, but realistically, wow, that would be tough. So in that sense, I feel like, well, if you were a game out of 8th or something, you're trying to hang on to 8th, it would be devastating. I think, and we've been saying this for a couple weeks, they're probably in the 9 spot. So you've got time now for Domas to rest up. Hopefully make sure he's as close to full strength as he can be for the play-in. Again, if you get 8, if you catch the Clippers, great. If they fall apart, but I just feel like it's pretty much about getting your house in order between now and the end of the season, and you should be able to avoid falling out of the play-in because you got 2 teams behind you that seem like
they don't
either incapable or don't even want to be.
Yeah, you're right, and and I would imagine inside the locker room they're still thinking 8th. But
you have to.
To your point, if it's going to be 9th, that's what it looks like. Or Kyle Ledbetter say, I think 95% chance or something like that. The Kings, hold on to the 9th seed and stay 9. These last 15 games, it's fine tuning. It's getting on the same page, and the wins definitely matter. You got to win these.
Sure.
You got to.
Sure.
But while doing that, you got to play the right style. To your point, a win is not actually a win is a win anymore. Because if we're going by what you're talking about, Whitey, you got to have style points. I don't want a 85-84 win over the Wizards on April 2nd when we play them. That's not you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
It's about the style, the way you're playing, like we saw the other night right here in this building. If you play that kind of way, instead of like we saw the 3 previous games where you laid down and played dead and didn't even roll over for them, that's the style that we got to see. That's what these last 15 games should be for these Sacramento Kings.
Now, if Domas misses 10 days, and he's supposed to be reevaluated in 10 days, so he may miss more than that, there's always a chance he'd come back sooner. Unlikely. That would be 6 games. That would leave him 9 shy of 65 with 9 to play.
Ooh.
So yeah, he would be 9 shy of the 65 you'd need. Now, like, if you look at his games played, you'll say that's not right. But remember, you got to play 20 minutes to get credit for a game played when it comes to the awards. He's had 2 games that he played in, but doesn't get credit for having played in, and the Memphis game's one of them.
I don't like that at all.
It's stupid. It's terrible.
It's dumb. Like the guy legitimately got hurt, and we saw it last year with Tyrese trying to play through things.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. If you're Domas, and if that's on your mind, clearly it wasn't, after the ankle injury. But it's like, do you come back out and try to gut it out for 8 more minutes just to get credit? It puts the players in a bad position. And, I hate that this arbitrary 65 number is going to affect these guys' money, because that's ultimately when it comes down to. The awards leads to a bigger contract, which leads to more money. And so he would have to play, what did you say, the final 9 games?
He'd have to play all
every
9.
single one.
Yeah.
So even if we're locked into our seed, 100% certain that final game, I think, is a Phoenix maybe we play. That final game, Domas got to go out there and play 20 minutes.
Yes.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough.
I don't know if it matters to him. Maybe he figures, no, we're good. But it's a terrible rule. Last year, your guy, Dante DiVincenzo, he played in 81 games. Now, I don't know if he'd have won the award anyway, but some people thought he was a candidate for most improved player. He played in 81 games, but he didn't play enough minutes in all those, so he did not qualify.
Really?
Yes.
No way.
You got to have 65 games at 20 minutes
20
or
more.
He had a lot of those games he played maybe 9 to 14 minutes. So even though he played 81 games, he didn't meet the quote-unquote 65 game minimum.
That's rough.
So it's really stupid.
Yeah, it is stupid. And, as much as I love the NBA, there's some issues with it, and that's one of them. And, and to your point, does Domas try to rush back? You know what I mean? I got to get to 65 games. I think it just puts the players in a bad position, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. I had this comment from Pete Youngman, former Kings trainer.
Remember Pete? Yeah.
He says, that's actually a horrible rule if true, because if you play 5 seconds of garbage time, you get credit for the NBA game played. I guess it was a figment of the imagination that he played in that game against Memphis. So he said, crazy, isn't it? Pete Youngman, former Kings athletic trainer, not a fan of the 65 game rule. That's really, neither here nor there as far as the Kings are. They got bigger fish to fry, but that Domas was on track for that.
Yeah.
He still could qualify, and that's a big deal for him, but also for this organization.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we're talking all NBA kind of nod for Domantas Sabonis, which not only that, Whitey, it also affects your Hall of Fame candidacy.
Yeah.
Think about it like that, too. If I play 64 games, or if I don't meet the 20-minute threshold, like it could happen to Domantas Sabonis, that costs me an All-NBA. When it's time for the Hall of Fame, instead of, let's say, 7-time All-NBA, maybe it's only 5. Maybe it's only 3. Something like it can affect your legacy. And it's just, to me, an arbitrary number here with 65.
I'll tell you one thing I'm excited about with the Kings, though, is of late, it looks like, we talked about this last week, hey, what about going really small? And Doug's hand, Coach Christie's hand, has been kind of forced. They have had some success with going really small, haven't they?
They had, but it ain't happening tonight.
We better. Well, I mean, good luck.
Jared Allen and Mobley, man. It's going to be like Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson out there tonight. No, but we saw it the other night. Even when Domantas Sabonis went out, it wasn't like, all right, Jonas, you get all those minutes.
Yeah.
Trey Lyles was at the small ball 5
right.
a lot the other night. And so that's what I will say about this Kings roster. Sure, we need some help. We need to add some pieces here and there. They have much more flexibility now in terms of, you want to go to double big when Domas is healthy, we can do that. You want to go small, you want to go really small, we can throw Keegan at the 5 if we need to. And so, you want to go a 3 or 4 guard lineup, we can do that in a heartbeat. And so I will say this lineup, this team, this roster, much more flexibility depending on the matchup too. Like if we play Golden State again, I wouldn't be, afraid to go small against Golden State. You know what I mean? Like Quentin Post ain't out there trying to dominate and be like Ivica Zubac or anything like that. He's floating around. And so to your point, we can do a lot of different things with our roster.
Speaking of Ivica Zubac, he did something amazing last night, making him one of our contenders for NBA stat of the night. We'll see which one Drapes picks, and we come right back. It's Drive Guys from the Gold One Center, getting ready for the Kings and the Cavs on Sacktown Sports.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, like America's best-selling F-Series. Check out a huge selection of Mavericks, F-150s, and Super Duty trucks, or tech-field SUVs like Explorers and Expeditions. Plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. All in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest finance rates. And Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they are my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. For 35 years and counting, come down and take a test drive today. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
You know the old early bird and worm thing? Well, here's an early bird special and Bonnie's lowest price of the year. Imagine an entire new HVAC system replacement, both heating and cooling, for as low as, ready? $11,789. Take advantage of that. $11,789. Hurry, though. This is a limited offer and ends April 15th. The sooner you act, the sooner you save. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Bonnie! Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
What's up, Jay? Good to be back with you here from the Gold One Center. The Drive Guys, Drapes. I was not able to attend the game Monday, watched on TV, of course, but there's a lot of people here in the chateau talking about how loud it was in here Monday.
Oh, my gosh. It was crazy.
Really?
Yes. And I was worried. You know, we talked about it before the game the other day. How would the fans respond after 4 straight losses, the team looking listless? The fans were rocking. Oh, my God. It was so loud. And there were so many highlights. How about Jake LaRavia?
Yeah.
LaRavia, man, a poster dunk, staring at John Moran on the sidelines. I love the swagger he played. No, this fan base was behind the team the other night, man.
Saudi LaRavia.
Nah. Shake and Jake. What did we say? Jake and Shake or something like that. We were trying to come up with nicknames for Jake LaRavia and things we could say for Jake. So I think I'm going to do Shake and Jake or Jake Shaken or something like that. And then for Devin Carter, Tasmanian Devil is his nickname.
Oh,
we have anointed him the Tasmanian Devil.
Gotcha. You know, Bano used to be the Tasmanian Slovenian.
Oh, really?
That's what Jerry Reynolds used to call.
Oh, okay. All right.
He said some lady caught him one time somewhere. She was complaining bitterly about it, and he said, "You know what? He likes it, so sorry."
Right. I mean, there's always one. There's always somebody that's complaining. Yeah, man. So a little Shake and Jake tonight. Yeah.
So what are you doing tonight?
I'm in the big seat. It's a big game. Come on, big fella. Come on, man. It's Cleveland.
I figured.
Yeah, best team in the league.
Team of this caliber.
There. Yeah. Got this one and tomorrow night. The Kevin Huerter revenge game tomorrow night, too. So, yeah.
For who?
You know, it's one of
what?
Who's the revenge game for?
Revenge game? Kevin Huerter.
We don't want to see that.
He upset, big fella. No, I'm just saying. He upset. You know,
why can't we do the Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan combo revenge game?
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. They're going to go off for about 75.
Jay, how great would this be? You know, Drapes has he has a history of this. Like he wore last season where he dressed up like like De'Aaron Fox.
Oh, yeah.
What if he was on TV tomorrow in the red Kevin Huerter wig with the headband? Wouldn't that be a great look for Kyle Draper?
I might get yelled at by NBC, but no, let me ask you this. Huerter guy that used to come to the games dressed as Kevin, does he come dressed as Bulls Kevin Huerter?
Yeah, he has to.
He has to. I agree. Before we continue on, have you noticed something different about the show, the quality of the show? And people on the YouTube understand what I'm talking about. Have you noticed anything different?
Just Jay, the shot of Jay?
Yeah, how the hell does he? How does he have a nice brand new camera? You know what I mean? And our cameras in studio are the same old one. Jay is in 4K back there, sitting in back there in the control room. I'm like, man, he stepped his game up back there.
My guess is that Kyle Ledbetter might have had something to do with that, but it's possible that he didn't.
Well, Kyle is one half of the Alan Styles show.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I was about to say he's one half of the Alan Styles show. So maybe.
Look at and Jay's so cool. That's a great shot. He's got his head down like, yeah, I don't care.
I know.
Camera's on me. I don't care.
Hopefully he's trying to get me some tickets to something. That's what he texted about. Tickets to something.
Anything.
Hopefully it's just give me something, Your boy Emran stopping by on Friday. He calls me up and he needs some help at the card shop.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, is Nick available?
Oh, I thought he wanted you to come.
No, I almost volunteered. He's like, I'll pay you. And I was like, sign me up. But, he got a big project he's working on out at the warehouse and everything.
Oh, okay.
Wants to get Nick more involved. So shout out to Emran. I'm going to try and make it work. Did you see that Jordan card he posted?
I did.
What do you know about that?
I don't know much.
Have you talked to him about it or anything?
I haven't. What is it? It's a limited
10
number?
of 20 or something like that. Yeah. It was like 100-something thousand or something graded. I'm like, damn.
Now, has he had a grade? He was going to get it graded.
He was getting it graded.
I didn't know if I'd missed it.
Yeah, he was getting it graded. I can't wait to see that. Dang.
Yeah. He's doing pretty well.
He's doing pretty well.
Somebody called today. Dr. Diego called from San Diego. He's talking to Alan Styles and Kyle Ledbetter. He's like, yeah, I was in town. I used to live in Sacramento. And I went by Emran's store. Emran's getting all this.
Hold up.
Great.
He didn't. Dr. Diego did not call today and say that.
He did.
He called our show yesterday and said the same thing. Okay. Come on, guys. He tried to milk that for all he could get, Dr. Diego. Come on, man.
I got on. What did he say? I got a Malik Monk rookie card. I got a Scott Paul.
Dr. D, he making the rounds. Okay.
All right.
A little car wash of him. All right. Sorry about that.
Is there any way Jake LaRavia stays?
I mean,
we'll talk about it in depth a little more coming up here, but it's a lot of fans are saying there's no way, and there's other fans that are pulling their hair out, going, "Why not? I don't understand why."
It's the most we can offer him first year is $5.1 million, and then subsequent raises after that. But the raises are minimum. It's not like we can put in a poison pill on the back end or anything like that. So if you're Jake, you haven't had a big major payday yet. Kings are offering you, let's say, 3 years, and I'm just spitballing, $16 million. Rockets come in and say, Jake, we got a 3-year, $30 million deal for it. Like, we just can't put together a competitive offer, a strong offer in relations to what other teams can do.
Right, because, and it's not the Kings' fault.
Right.
Memphis turned down his option, rookie option. Right. And you can't turn down a player's option then come back and offer more, because that would ruin the rookie wage. So, exactly. And then when they trade him, the Kings basically assume responsibility for that mistake, if you will, from Memphis. And then the Kings are then the team that can't, all right, well, we can't pay you next year, what you're probably going to be worth on the open.
And that hurts because, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. I feel like Jake is arguably one of the most important pieces on the team. Not only now, but perhaps if we were to re-sign him going forward. He is the exact kind of energy you need coming off the bench, Whitey. He's the kind of guy. I didn't know Jake had that in him. I thought he was just a shooter. You saw some of the numbers earlier this season. He's a solid player, heady player. But his compete level, his ability to change the game, and like somebody said in the chat here, Jake and Devin Banter the Young, our guy Banter the Young, Jake and Devin changed the game flow.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you need from your bench. And Jake is the perfect 6th, 7th, 8th man, whatever, rotation player on a good team. So it's going to hurt if we can't re-sign him.
Yeah, such a good pickup. But again, a lot of people, I think, are looking at it and wondering, well, how'd the Kings screw this up? And they didn't. It wasn't their mistake.
Right. It's not the
Yeah.
Kings' fault.
Right,
On this one.
right,
Yeah.
right. All right, what do you think here, Drapes? Today's candidates for NBA stat of the night. I got 2 for you.
Okay.
The Hawks beat Charlotte.
Mm.
Dyson Daniels had 3 steals. That's 194 steals this season. And that is the most
Yeah.
in the NBA in 15 years. The last player with more than that was Chris Paul in 2009. He had 216. So how about that? 194 steals this
That's
season
impressive.
for Dyson Daniels. Most in 15 years.
That's impressive.
Mm-hmm. By the way, the all-time record is Alvin Robertson with 301.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Do the math, Whitey. That's like 5 steals a game almost.
Yeah.
Dang.
Chris
great.
Paul in 2008 pardon me. 2008 he had 217 steals, which is whoa. But Alvin Robertson had 301. The other one, candidate for stat of the night, Ivica Zubac of the Clippers against these Cavs that the Kings are going to see tonight. First NBA player with a 20-point, 20-rebound game on 70% shooting on his birthday since Lou Alcindor. April 16th, 1971.
Not even Kareem.
Lou
Alcindor.
Alcindor.
Prior to Kareem, right? Lou Alcindor.
Kareem.
I think we all know it got to be Zubac, right? It got to be Zubac. And not only for the stat line, how about the competition he did it against?
Yeah.
Dyson Daniels, getting steals from Charlotte's like taking candy from a baby. You and I could do that, Whitey. But Zubac going against Cleveland last night, dominating those big guys that they got, that's impressive. That's the stat line.
If RJ played 35 minutes against Charlotte, how many steals would he have?
He get about 3.
Yeah.
He get about 3. You ain't even got to move, RJ. You just stand there and hold your hands up. They'll throw it right to you.
That's right. My gravitational pull. Take that in.
Oh, man. That's impressive, though, by Zubac. Like, you talk about most improved player. I don't know if he's in the running for that or like there should be some special award for what he's doing this season for the Clippers.
So let me ask this, and maybe there's a good answer. I'm asking the question. Maybe there's a great answer. If Zubac did that last night to the Clippers, why can't Valanciunas do something somewhat similar tonight?
Oh, I like that. I like your thinking.
Yeah.
I like your thinking.
18 and 18 or something.
He should be able to do that, right?
Yeah.
He should get the minutes tonight. Should play 30 minutes, and hopefully the players look for him. And the thing about Zubac too is, and I talked to Ty Lue last week, 2 weeks ago when we were down there, they don't run really plays for him. He gets a lot of his stuff off of everybody else. So if our guys are looking for JV tonight,
right,
why can't he have a big game? I'm with you. I like your thinking there.
Yeah. Were you really encouraged by the way the Kings played against Memphis?
1,000%. 1,000. And, I talked about this yesterday. I was impressed with Malik Monk. And here's why. People have been ripping on Malik lately. They've been saying, we need a point guard, send Malik back to the bench. What is he doing? I thought he played arguably his most complete controlled game since De'Aaron Fox was traded. He had a couple early turnovers, finished with 3 turnovers, Whitey, but he didn't over-penetrate a lot. He didn't get caught in no man's land as much. It was just a heady game, I thought, from Malik Monk the other night.
By the way, I mentioned the new camera for whoever's running the board, and I mentioned Kyle Ledbetter might have had something to do with it. Yeah. Maybe not, but he might have. He's sitting right there. He's on our show right now.
He's still in there?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I see Ramsey. I see him. Look at he's doing show prep for tomorrow. He's doing show prep. I asked him, like, dude, why are you here? It's like 3 something. He's like, I'm on the clock till 3 o'clock. I'm like, we actually got hours we supposed to be here in the building and stuff like that. Right?
He's working hard.
He's working hard to make Allen's show the best it can be. Yes.
By the way, 3:30, we're going to talk to Anthony Slater from The Athletic.
Yeah.
Coming up next, Drapes, I'd rather you hear it here than on the street somewhere. Is the Eagles' beloved tush push about to go bye-bye?
Here we go again.
Coming up next with the Drive Guys on Sacramento Sports.
For your home internet, choose more speed and less frustration. Fidium Fiber Internet was built for reliability. It's perfect for streaming sports, watching TV, and working from home. Check out fidiumfiber.com for speeds up to 2 gigs.
Meanwhile at Xfinity. Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered the fastest connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah?
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speed vary. Not guaranteed.
There's no better time than now to get yourself into a brand new Jeep because it's Jeep Adventure Days at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, offering the best deals in town and a selection other dealers are jealous of. Stop on by. They're just off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Stirring fiber, exercising, frequent trips to the store for more laxatives and fiber. Sounds like your constipation with belly pain is a lot to manage. But if your symptoms that keep coming back are signs of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Get ready, NorCal. The Lodi Beer Fest and State Barbecue Championship is on Saturday, April 26th at the Lodi Grape Festival grounds. There will be something for everyone. Craft beers from over 50 breweries, live music, outrageous food, games, plus taste barbecue from world-class barbecue teams. For tickets and more information, go to grapefestival.com. Must be 21 years of age or older to attend. The Lodi Beer Fest, where great brews meet legendary cues. Saturday, April 26th in Lodi.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Consolidated Communications.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Welcome to your Wednesday. Staring at sun and clouds for the afternoon. Highs today will peak in the lower 60s. We'll have a bit of a south breeze pick up late day. And a system traveling through will bring some rain between about 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. this evening. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Your flagship station for the Bean Team, Sacktown Sports.
Hey, good to be back on Sacktown Sports. Drive guys here, Kyle Draper. Got play-by-play duties tonight.
Yes.
I just hope you get a good game. I mean, the Clippers destroyed the Cavs last night. Cavs, I don't know if they're going to be capable of putting up much of a fight. Might be a really one-sided Kings win.
Clippers took a pound of flesh out of it.
They did.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they're coming in wounded. No Darius Garland tonight. That's massive. An all-star caliber player not playing for them. That's huge.
Clippers have a way of taking things out of teams, don't they?
Yeah.
They beat you and you feel it.
Yeah,
we know all do well.
It took us a week to recover from that Clippers loss. No, you're 100% right.
Yeah. And by the way, I hate to say it, but it was a nice win for the Warriors last night. They had a big lead without Steph. They blew a 17-point lead, fell behind, and then cruised to the victory. Jimmy Butler took it away.
Is that proof then, Whitey? Let me ask you, is this that proof that the whole strength of schedule, looking at the schedule, who plays who, like, really doesn't matter? Because if I'm correct, the game before the Warriors got beat by a shorthanded Jokic and Denver team.
Yeah.
No Jokic, no Murray, no Christian Brown, and Denver still won.
Right.
You know, last night, no Steph Curry, now the Warriors win. It's weird. Like, there's no rhyme or reason.
Right.
And so no Sabonis, so what? Handle our business.
Yeah, it can be misleading. And again, Kyle Ledbetter mentioned today on the Alan Stiles show, once the Kings play this game tonight, then I know they still have to play Cleveland again, but your strength of schedule eases because you've already played that team with that record.
We can see Whitey hadn't been
It's a little
listening the last
misleading.
48 hours, huh?
Right. You've been laying Jay, he's been laying up in bed.
I know.
sipping on some
I'm just
NyQuil and
messing
stuff
with
like that. We talked about that yesterday, Whitey. You know, it's same thing with the Clippers.
Oh, so Kyle Ledbetter got it from you?
No, yeah,
Of course
I
he
said it
did.
yesterday
Oh, okay.
on the show.
Of course he
man.
did.
I see.
Come on, this guy.
You
Kyle
keep
Ledbetter
giving
gets most of his
all the
stuff from
love
me.
to all these other people, man. How about you give love to your own shoulder, Mr. Gleason?
That's who I heard say it.
You know what it was, Jay? I didn't tweet it out. I didn't. If I would have tweeted it out, I would have got credit.
You know that's how it goes. Sources say, man.
Jay,
You know you got to
excited
start doing that.
Jay, are you excited because baseball season has officially started with your Dodgers winning 2?
You still sick, Whitey? You feel? I thought you feel a little bit better today, man. You all right? I'm excited about baseball, but I could give a damn about what's going on with the Dodgers, to be completely honest.
I know that.
Yeah,
I know that.
yeah,
But
I
you're
know.
a baseball guy.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. You know, and what's funny is throughout the league, certain people text me and, happy opening day and all that stuff. I'm not ready for opening day yet because they playing across the, overseas. So it's not really opening day
It
just
don't
yet.
feel like it, right? Yeah,
not
it don't
yet.
feel like
The
it.
season started, but that wasn't opening.
That wasn't opening day.
True.
Opening day
Very
is
true.
when all the teams are,
Yeah.
we got day baseball on at 10 o'clock out here.
Yeah.
That's opening day.
So
Love
we're
that.
a long ways from the football season. But Jay, maybe you can help me break this to Drapes. It's not a done deal yet. But the Packers are proposing a ban on the tush push. And if they outlaw that, the Eagles win maybe 8 or 9 games next year?
Well, I think that's 2 more than the Niners.
The
Probably.
NFL's brief summary of the proposal reads as follows. By Green Bay amends Rule 12, Section 1, to prohibit an offensive player from pushing a teammate who is lined up directly behind the snapper and receives the snap immediately at the snap. So pushing the quarterback forward on a sneak would become a 10-yard penalty. For that to pass, it would need 24 yes votes. The Packers obviously vote yes. The Eagles obviously vote no. But all kidding aside,
It's not going to pass. Because here's the
neither are the Eagles, by the way.
I know we don't have to, big fella. We don't have to, man. Here's the thing, Whitey. What constitutes a sneak? Meaning, what if I'm Jalen Hurts? I take half a step back and then go forward. Like, is that a quarterback rush or is it a sneak? And so I think, the Packers are, because they've been victimized by the tush push, this past postseason, that they're trying to come up with a way to change it. But no, that there's the quarterback sneak. When they sneak, they turn into a runner. If you're going to outlaw that, you might as well outlaw all pushing for all positions.
But it used to be illegal to push a runner. It used to be illegal, whether it was a sneak or not, to shove one of your teammates over the goal line. They changed that years ago, and nobody really cared until the Eagles had so much success with it. I've seen, even in that playoff game against Washington, it has been stopped, right? And that's the thing.
Yeah, it has been. It's not
Rather than
100%.
legislate out of the game. You have to show
foolproof.
that you can stop
Right.
and then they won't do it anymore.
You know what it's like, and I'm gonna make a basketball analogy here. It's like James Harden with the step back. 2 steps. Well, 2 steps, they didn't tell you which direction your 2 steps. It could be the side, it could be the back. Everybody adapted to it. When James Harden started, it was like, oh, what is this? That's a travel. Everybody was upset in arms. But now everybody's doing it and they adapted. Same thing with the tush push. Brotherly shove, if you will. Adapt to it. You can institute that. We're not the only team. Buffalo does it with big Josh Allen. Other teams can do it. So that's sour grapes right there. Packers got bigger things to worry about than the damn tush push.
I do think it's kind of an ugly play, but be that as it may, I don't think it's fair necessarily at this point to say we can't stop it, so we want to get rid of it.
Right. Exactly. And Eagles are so far above stuff like that. Even if they took it out, they'd be A-okay. Still got one of the best quarterbacks, best wide receiving core. We don't need that best running back in the game. That's just part of it. That's like a small percentage of what the Eagles do.
It's tough. I get it from the Eagles' standpoint. Their coach, first time someone handed him a football, he tried to figure out how to open it. So, we need a play, coach. Well, I don't know. All right, look, I'll just keep it and you guys shove me over. I get it. I get it. It's just, it's like for the the less clever teams. They need some.
Oh, you insulting? Oh my
I understand.
gosh,
No, that's okay. It worked for them, right? They won a Super Bowl.
So is that a Kellen Moore? Or is that a Sirianni thing?
It's Sirianni.
Okay,
Let's make no mistake.
Because you're not dissing Kellen Moore at all. You're not
right. I wouldn't do that.
Right.
I would do
Sirianni.
that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it, man. I think it'll get shot down. What did you say? 24 of the 32 need to.
It would take 24. Yes.
Yeah. I'm not worried about that.
The Lions, meanwhile, are trying to make it so that defensive holding is not an automatic first down. So often you have a team stopped and then like 3rd and 18, illegal contact, defensive holding, automatic first down. They're trying to get that reversed, but I don't think they'll be able to.
I don't think so either. Because here's the thing regarding that, Whitey. If it is 3rd and 18 and you're getting beat, if you make the change, it's a 5-yard penalty.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, let me just grab the guy, And so it's supposed to help the offense, obviously. And if
you've actually thought about this stuff, haven't you?
Dude, come on, man. I don't just wake up and start spewing stuff. I think about that because here it doesn't make sense. I think all these rule changes, man, leave the game alone. Like, you don't need that. I still don't like the kickoff rule, if you ask me.
The dynamic rule?
Kickoff, yeah. I mean, half the time it ain't even in the right camera angle, so you can't even see. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, RJ? It's like they kick it and you don't see the other team down the other end there, and it's like, and then all of a sudden they come into view. It should have been left the way it was.
The worst thing to me about the new kickoff rules is an onside kick is like there's no element of surprise, literally, because we declare onside kick.
And you can't do it, until the fourth quarter, is it? Or
2 minutes left.
2 minutes left or something like that?
Yeah.
It's come on, man. We becoming soft out here. What are we doing?
The Lions want to eliminate an automatic first down as a penalty imposed for defensive holding and illegal contact. Good luck with that.
Did they get burned by a call or something? I need to go back and look.
That's a good question. Not that I know of. There's also talk of expanding overtime to 15 minutes rather than 10, with both teams guaranteed a possession. Some of these things is like the NFL can never figure them out. It's like a constant year by year struggle to fix it here or there. I thought this was really interesting, and thank you, Jay, for sending this along. The 49ers have lost some players. They lost Dre Greenlaw, went to Denver, and according to Adam Schefter, the 49ers still tried to get Greenlaw back even after he had announced and committed to Denver. They tried to get him to change his mind.
That's bad. That's bad. You could have just offered. You could have just signed him. You could have just made him a comparable offer. And so shout out to Dre Greenlaw for standing his ground and saying, you know what? I made a commitment. I'm going to Denver. And so why do you think? Was it a mistake? Like, oh, man, we really didn't want you to go? Or did they not think he was going to go? Like, I don't get it. Like,
they just know that they're probably going to miss him.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're that excited about D. Winters. That's going to be a big drop-off.
Massive drop-off. Well, pay the man his money. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're trying to operate on the cheap this season. You're worried about the bottom line, and you're going to lose some talent.
Hey, who's trying to operate on the cheap now?
Come on, Jay.
We got a heck of a salary cap, $42 million.
Big fella. Dude, you got to use that money.
You're just being sharper and smarter.
Possible. Yeah, sharper and smarter.
All right.
Yeah. Eagles fans don't understand that, Jay.
No, they don't. They don't.
Push him over.
Dude, I got it.
Push man over goal line.
That's sharper and smarter, man.
Stewart says the Eagles will just start to throw players over the goal line. Yeah,
right, exactly. It's sharper and smarter. I tell you, we want to lay some people off. Oh, we're just being sharper and smarter. That's all. We're not operating on the cheap right
here. You ain't heard that before? People have definitely probably used that before, unfortunately.
Yeah. Denver may have offered Dre Greenlaw something the 49ers could not possibly have offered him, which is you're the man. You're the linebacking stud on this team. As long as Fred Warner was there, he was never going to be that in San Francisco.
It's and that's true. Fred Warner is the guy. But we've talked about it last season. The loss of Dre Greenlaw was massive for the San Francisco 49ers. He was the heart and soul of that defense. He lived on the edge. Yeah. He played with that chip on his shoulder.
Draymond Greenlaw.
Yeah, exactly. You need guys like that on your team. And so I think it's a big loss for them. And like you said, D. Winters, I don't know if Jay's a fan of D or not. I don't think he is, but that's a massive.
Come on, now he's on 49er. Of course I am.
Come on,
No,
man.
honestly,
Come
I
on,
thought,
Jay.
and I think we talked about this before the season last year. D was one of those guys that's been banged up for the 49ers since he's been drafted. But a lot of people have said he's a scud missile, like he's super quick. He's he's built in the same form of Greenlaw, Fred Warner. He's sideline to sideline. He just can't stay healthy, fellas. I mean, so, and even last year, remember he bounced back, got a couple of starts, got hurt again, then came back, got a start, then he would fill in, got hurt again. He just got to be on the field.
Yeah, and he's got all the athleticism, but the instincts they're not what Dre Greenlaw's are.
No.
So I think at the very best, they're just not sure. They hope that he's going to become the type of player they know he can be, but they don't know whether he will or not.
Sharper or smarter.
Yeah. And sharper, but
That's right.
To your point about Dre, he just had a knack for the ball, a knack for making plays. Does D. Winters have that? We'll see. I don't believe we're talking football here on March 19th right now.
Oh, the NFL never ceases. It never sleeps. And like I said, this was a public service for you because this whole push thing, I didn't want you to hear it out somewhere. And why didn't you tell me about that?
No. I'm not worried. I'm not losing sleep over that. It ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen.
All right. The state of the Kings right now. Yeah. What is it? That's next with the Drive Guys from the Golden One on Sacktown Sports.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains tocopherol, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. It's cold, and American Energy wants you to stay warm and make sure your system's operating safely. Here's the deal. A $49 tune-up inspection, which is regularly $119. That's a full safety and duct inspection. But guess what? If your system's over 10 years old, the tune-up is on them. That's right. It's free. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. And if you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Oh, by the way, breaking news. They're hiring right now. Here's the deal. They'll train you. Full benefits, generous incentive-based pay. Just call today for more details at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Not only great deals from American Energy, but possibly a new career for you. Check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Join Sacktown Sports for all the madness this Thursday at Tom's Watch Bar, where we'll be broadcasting live all day starting at 10 a.m. with Ellen Stiles, the Drive Guys at 2, and ending at 5:30 with the Kings Game Night broadcast. Tom's Watch Bar, Sacramento's biggest sports party.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, reminding you that every deal at Folsom Lake Ford is a slam dunk. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, including America's best-selling truck for over 47 years, Ford F-Series, plus a huge selection of Broncos, Bronco Sports, and all of Ford's award-winning SUVs at FolsomLakeFord.com. Listen, I know a great play when I see one, and if you want to save on a new Ford, you gotta drive the lane straight to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest financing, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. So hurry to Folsom Lake Ford, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they're my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop them online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
As much as we can swear as Kings fans that we're not getting on that roller coaster, it's tough to avoid if you're really following the Kings. It's Drive Guys here, more downs, and then back up with the win, and then Domas out for at least 10 days. So where does that leave us? We're back with that in just a moment. But, Drapes, I wanted to ask you about
what you got.
I think this is your guy. Isn't Marcus Morris your guy?
Oh, that's 100% my guy. Yes. What did he say? He said a lot of things lately.
He's talked about Daryl Morey. Yeah. And he said, I played there last year. I was playing really good basketball. He traded me for a bag of chips, literally a bag of chips. I was like, mother bleep. What else do I need to do to play on this team, to play well, to gel with Joel, to be a guy that's in the city that's like helping the team? That's the bull bleep I'm talking about. Not only does he trade me, he trades Patrick Beverly, his own guy that's playing really well. Some of the things that I think he doesn't have anything to do with basketball. They were talking on a podcast.
You're not naming that podcast, I see. Or do you not know what it was?
I don't know what it was.
Oh, all right.
Do you know?
It was on with Kevin O'Connor.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yes. Thank you.
I
did have that, and it slipped my mind.
All right.
Yeah. They were talking about Daryl Morey saying, yes, we use artificial intelligence to help us with roster decisions. And then when that was mentioned, Marcus Morris went off. He couldn't stand it. And apparently what Daryl Morey said was, when it comes to roster decisions, teams, they go around and they talk to various members of the organization, and they give artificial intelligence a vote with the Sixers. That's terrible.
But hold up, Whitey. Slow down. I don't want to get myself in trouble, Whitey and Jay, because our GM studied under Daryl Morey.
Fair enough.
McNair trained under Daryl Morey.
Yeah.
So might the Kings use AI?
Honestly,
I don't know. I do not 100% know the answer to that.
Fair enough. I did not even cross my mind.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't want to. Right, Jay? Normally, Jay got to whisper in my ear and be like, watch yourself, Drapes. Protect yourself. I'm going to sit out this with
Sharper and smart, right?
Hey, AI, like teachers in school say, like the students say, AI is a tool.
Right.
Not the determining factor. It's a tool you would use.
Yes. I just wouldn't give it a vote.
Right.
If, I've got analytics guys, they get a vote. They take all that into anyway. I'm sorry.
I thought you were hanging me out to dry again here. I'm like,
I'm not trying to hang you out.
Yeah.
I was just wondering what you thought of that. And on it, like I say, that had not even crossed my mind.
Yeah. I'm reading some of these Marcus Morris quotes, from the Kevin O'Connor show. How does Kevin O'Connor have a show? But all right.
You gave him his start.
I know. I created a monster. My bad. Does he even understand the dynamic of being in Philadelphia? Morris asked. What guys you need to play in Philly? Like, understand how the team needs to gel first. what does AI do? Like, I understand the effects it can have on other spots, but telling you what guys you should choose or which guy fits what you're trying to do, question mark. And to Morris's point and to your point also, what works in Philly may not work in Sacramento, may not work with this player. Like, where's the human element of it all, if you will?
Yeah.
Did AI tell him to go out there and sign Paul George to a $252 million contract? We see that backfired. And so, yeah, I hear you, man. You know, you can use AI but like you said, to have a vote,
right,
equal vote as everybody else in the room, that's kind of,
I just know years ago, I'm a little fuzzy around the edges of this, but the A's, you know, the Moneyball A's believed that chemistry was overrated. It's the type of thing like, people talk about, we get along, we have chemistry. The A's didn't believe in that. They found out it does matter.
It does.
They acquired some guys that didn't necessarily get along with everybody else, productive players, but the chemistry was bad and the team suffered. So that is something else that AI, at the very least, needs to learn to take into account.
Right. Exactly.
The human element.
And
can you teach a machine to incorporate the human element?
And if you do, why have humans then? Like, you know, seriously, why have Daryl Morey in the position he is? Why don't the organization just leave it all up to AI?
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't make sense. You know, it's a tool to use, but to have a say, you know, it's one of those things. Like, I use AI all the time. You know, you know, when I look up for vacations and things like that, and, you know, I put in some stuff. All right, it gives me the information. I process it. I think about it. I reconfirm it. I look on other sites. It's a tool. It's not the end all be all, you know, out there. And it seems like for them to have a vote like that, a say, like you said, it takes out the human element of it.
How does that work? I'm fascinated by that. Seriously, you're going to take a vacation. So how does AI help you? I'm not making fun.
So I like Chat GPT is what I use for everything.
Yeah.
Everything, you know, and so it'll plan out your vacation for you. It'll tell you, you know, take this flight at this time and connect. And over time, it learns your tendencies, some of the things you like, some of the things you ask. And it's based on your history, your travel history, let's say. It'll, you know, come up with recommendations. And so I'm still new to it, but, you know, I was looking it up today for a couple of things, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
So it works, huh?
Yeah. But, you know, here's the thing, though, Whitey, you know, I don't always trust it, though. Like, for instance, you know, I go to Google right now, I type something in, it'll have an AI section and I'm like, is that 100% accurate? For instance, I got a grill, little Blackstone grill. That's who I need to get a deal with. Blackstone Grill, if you're listening, holla at your boy. But I
would get a Napoleon.
A Napoleon,
myself.
I know. That's
far prefer Napoleon
Blackstone, you know, they're both great. But I needed some help fixing something. And so I Googled it, and the AI version came up, and I'm like, all right, that's that. But let me look deeper. Let me go to a real website that was actually written by a person and look at that.
Gotcha.
What you searching for, big fella?
Well, there's an AI description of some cards that I'll find it eventually. This card set that AI did, and it's a great example of how AI you can't trust it for everything. So I apologize. I will find it. There's a description of a card set that says something about how it includes one of the greatest players of all time, Maravich Issel. You know, something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One of the greatest players, one of those Domas players.
Issel.
Yeah. So
I like that.
I'll track that down. So that's interesting, Drapes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just cut some corners for you.
Yeah, exactly. Cut some corners. And
when you got as many balls in the air as you do.
Well, you know, I got a lot going on.
Yeah.
But, you know, I spoke to some high school kids a few weeks ago, back in February, and that was one of the things we discussed was how do they use AI? You know, because some kids use it to write their entire paper. And as a teacher, you got to try and figure that out.
Yeah.
And so it was about the ethical dilemma of using AI. And one of the things we use it as a tool, not as the end all be all.
What would you rather have, artificial sweetener or true actual sweetener? Which is better? Artificial turf or actual grass? Artificial intelligence or actual human intelligence?
Yeah, I'm with you. I want the real thing.
There you go.
Like artificial turf is the worst.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, come on, man. I need grass you can slide on.
That's right.
Artificial turf. Think about it. You're a golfer. You've golfed in the past.
Do
you want to go to the driving range with the artificial mats, or do you want to hit off real grass?
I can't really get a feel for what I'm doing and hitting off the mats, right?
Exactly. I'm 100% with you.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, as promised, to look at the state of the Kings. And is there any way for the Kings to keep Jake LaRavia? Next from the Gold One Center on Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khdk.com.
Attention citizens, a notorious outlaw is on the loose. Mo Leaks, aka the Water Bandit.
Just a little drip here and a little trickle there.
This slippery suspect is guilty of wasting 10% of your water, raising your bill, and stealing 90 gallons a day. Don't let him rob you. Fix those leaks during Fix a Leak Week.
Oh man, I've been caught.
Stop Mo Leaks. Find and fix those leaks today. Learn more at roseville.ca.us/fix-a-leak.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning?
RV wins!
Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping?
RV wins!
Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast?
RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, other insurers, not available in all states and situations.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Spring is in the air, and that means gigantic savings for all your oil change needs at Jiffy Lube today. Get a $25 gift card with the purchase of any Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change through May 31st at your local Jiffy Lube service center in the greater Sacramento areas. And don't forget about the additional $30 off online coupon at jiffylube.com. Terms apply. Valid email address required. See pennzoil.com/rewards for details. Jiffy Lube, a huge spring savings for you today.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sacktown Sports 1140.
If you ain't trying to get no paper, then stay
Around me, bought a brand new Bentley, sent the pictures to the ground.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Well, it should be an easy one for the Kings tonight against the reeling Cleveland Cavaliers. I know their record this, their record that, 16 straight wins. They've lost 2 in a row, and they've looked terrible in the process. So we're going to get into the state of the Kings right now, the state of the Kings' relationship with Jake LaRavia. Relationship is fine. It's just a matter of whether they'll be able to keep him. Before we get to that, Drapes, I found what I was looking for.
Yeah, we just got
tie up the loose thread there on artificial intelligence. Long story short, on eBay, you can now, if you're selling something, you can have AI write some of your listings. Okay?
Okay.
Just like, I'll have AI do it. So this is somebody who was selling some basketball cards, and they had AI write the listing. So it says 1973-74 Topps basketball complete set, must have for basketball fans and collectors alike. This set features the legendary West Maravich Gilmore, who is considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
No way. No,
Yes.
it doesn't. Let me see that, Whitey. Hold up here. Let me see.
I took a picture
You took
of
a
it.
picture of it? Let me see.
Yeah.
West Maravich,
one of the greatest
legendary,
players. Legendary. That's
Hall of
AI.
Famer.
That's AI right there.
That player can do everything, man.
Yeah,
The greatest player
little bit of
ever.
everything.
West, yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. You got to proof it. That's what I'm saying. You got to double check that stuff. You can't just let it be the end all be all, man.
Isn't it easier just to do it myself and actually know what's in there?
Nah, that's but you know what the problem is, Whitey? Everything takes time, and people don't want to do things that take time anymore.
Right.
You want it fast track,
yes,
if you will. And so, it's I hear you. When I did this grouping, with these college teams, it's like, sure, you can do AI, you can look it up or whatever, but are you really absorbing the information too? You know what I mean? And nowadays, a lot of times with AI, you're not actually absorbing the information. You're just regurgitating it or cutting and pasting it and not actually absorbing it.
Mm-hmm. I was talking to a college professor a few years ago. He was advising my daughter on some things, and we were having dinner. And he teaches, and he still may, at Loyola Marymount. And he was saying, this would have been around 2010, something like that, maybe a little later.
Yeah.
He's saying, students now, he says, I'm teaching a class, and you got students, and they're on their phones, and they're writing their papers, and he says they're multitasking, they're listening to music, they're doing all these things. And I said, are they good at it? And he said, they're terrible.
Right?
That's what, it's just kind of the way things are done now.
Yeah. How about this? I did an event with Folsom Rotary Club, and they actually hand out dictionaries to the elementary school kids, 3rd graders.
How about
because dictionaries were huge when we were coming up.
Sure.
Encyclopedias. And that's how we got our information.
Yeah.
That's how I did my reports and papers and things like that. And so there's a segment of people that are trying to get back to, all right, here's a dictionary, look it up for yourself instead of just, And,
I don't know if it's generational so much as it's just a matter of what's available to you. If all the things that are available now have been available to me when I had to take, the covered wagon to school, I would have been multitasking too, because there's just so much stuff to do. I don't know. Were you from the generation of, Mom, I got to go to the library because I got to write a paper?
Oh, yes. Yes. And you had to look up like old newspapers and stuff like that. Yeah, microfiche. I miss it. Kids, they don't know what microfiche is. You're missing out, man.
Right.
It was time consuming. It could take forever, but it was an adventure, man. It was an experience.
Drapes, the internet was built on our backs. We were the ones that had to write papers based on what we found in microfiche.
You're 100% right, man. And these kids got it too easy. Think about this too, Whitey. Imagine having to drive somewhere you've never been before. You couldn't just hop in the car, pull it up on the phone, and get going or anything like that.
I know.
You actually had to get the atlas out, ask for directions.
Yes.
When's the last time somebody actually asked for directions?
You had to know north, south, east, west. Never eat soggy waffles.
Right.
You had to know all that.
Kids got it too easy, man. They can hop in the car and go right now.
I mean, good for them.
Don't worry about
I just
getting
wish
lost.
pay some respect to the elders that came before that helped you get what you have now.
Yeah.
Like going through the tougher times.
I would like to say, and you and I are separated by a few years.
Many.
But I'm glad I was born with, because I feel like I got enough of the old school and the new school. Like, I'm able to float. Like, the technology boom came at the right time. For my generation.
Right.
It's not like my mom. Shout out to mom trying to use Twitter and all that, follow you and everything. Like, I can't tell you how many times she says, yes, for some reason it's just popped up on my screen. I don't know why. And I'm like, Mom, just because you follow it on social, you follow it on Twitter, NBC Sports and everything like that. She's trying her best, but we know how to navigate through that. We can flow through all of that.
That's right. Yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah. Campio, by the way, heard you talking about hitting off the mats. As opposed to hitting off the grass. It says Whitey can hit it off the grass, sand, cement. It doesn't matter. That's true. I got a good wedge game. When we were getting our pool resurfaced, I threw a golf ball in there, and I got my pitching wedge, popped it right out of there. Just the concrete, baby. Just popped it right out of the pool.
Jay. It sounded like a flex to me. When we got pool resurfaced. A pool resurfaced. You had to drop that in there, Whitey. I get it.
It's Sacramento. A lot of people have pools.
I don't have a pool, big fella. I need a pool deal. Help your boy out. I could use a pool, man, but
we'll have to get you one.
Yeah, I gotta get that.
You guys understand why Whitey can hit it off the cement, the dirt,
the
driveway?
He's been there before. Like,
because he misses the fairway.
Right, exactly.
He's got more practice hitting off the parking lot than anyone else.
If I'm in the fairway, you're right, RJ. It's like, something's wrong. I'm not supposed to be in the middle of the
9 iron scratches on the hood of my car. It's because that's where he hit.
What happened? Drapes, how can the Kings keep Jake LaRavia? I know we touched on that earlier. CBA rules prevent a team from declining a first-round picks, third and fourth-year rookie options, and then signing them for more money. As let's see, this was sports_appeal pointed this out on Reddit. The reason being, you would then be circumventing the rookie wage scale. And Memphis declined LaRavia's fourth-year option. Kings traded for him, so they assume that contract and the restrictions that were Memphis's. So all they could offer him is a contract next year starting at $5.1 million. The way he's playing, it's interesting. You go on the internet. This internet is really interesting.
All right, this internet.
But there are some people that are thinking, he's not going to make that much more money. I don't know. People are going crazy because he's on the Kings. I don't think he's that good. The way he's playing, he's going to get offered a lot more than $5.16 million.
I think so. And the more opportunity he gets, to your point, the better he plays. And the thing about Jake LaRavia, he may not be a star, but he's one of those solid role players every championship team needs. I look at the Celtics, let's say.
Drapes, he's the type of player, to your point, that the Kings haven't had,
right? Yeah, exactly. Like, I wish we could. He's the kind of guy we want coming off the bench. When you talk about building a roster,
right?
You want Jake LaRavia.
Even AI could build that roster.
Right. And I don't understand why Memphis got off him. And I understand they got a lot of bodies and a lot of players and things like that. But he is fantastic. And the thing about Jake is this. He's not going to demand the ball. I need my shots. He's a good team player and gives you what the team needs. I hope we find a way. Kyle Ledbetter, you trust what Kyle sends us or no?
60-40.
All right. I'll just say.
I know that it's well researched. I know that.
All right. He said he did the numbers on Jake LaRavia's potential contract. 5.1 the starting salary, with 8% increases after that. A 2-year $10.6 million, 3-year $16.556, 4-year $22.98.
Well, that's a lot of money tied up.
That's right.
Yeah.
And like I said too, what if a team says, Jake, we'll give you 3 years, $30 million, $10 million a year. Which one are you taking, Jake? And so I just feel like, to your point also, we got to even kind of compete, we got to offer a lengthy deal, like a 2-year, $10 million deal ain't getting it done.
Right.
I'm sorry, White. That's not going to get it done.
I agree.
Jake LaRavia. And so it's going to be tough for us this offseason.
And it's too bad for a number of reasons, not the least of which is that he's already become a fan favorite.
He's a legend, man. He's a
Thanks
legend.
to you.
Yes,
Katie.
a legend.
Mark Jones.
And Mark Jones too, crowned him a legend too. But did you see him the other day though? The slam dunk, the taking it right away from Desmond Bain.
Yeah.
The 3-pointer in front of the Grizzlies. Like he has
he's
some
fired up.
swag.
Exactly.
Yeah. He has a little swag. And he says it wasn't a revenge game. But I'm like, dude, come on, man. You balled out. You played your butt off in that game.
That's like De'Aaron going, I was not that big
right. I'm like, come on, man. Yeah. Exactly. No, but he's a guy we need. We need to clone. If we had like 3 or 4 more Jake LaRavias off the bench, we'd be tight. We'd be good.
So there is a way. It's unlikely, but there is a way, especially if he were to really like it here. There are signs he likes it here, but, hanging out at the Doco and coming to the high school games doesn't mean that he's going to turn down tens of millions of dollars to go somewhere else.
Exactly. And think about it like this. Jake ain't got nothing else to do. You know what I mean? It ain't like he found a house somewhere and he put down roots. Dude, staying right here in the Sawyer, I believe. And it's like, what are you going to do? So he's trying to get out and explore the city. I will tell you one quick funny story. I was talking to some fans the other day, season ticket holders, and I guess they had a fan event, and Jake was out there. My man had the little house shoes on. He had the flip-flops, open-toed shoes. Yeah, had his toes out, no socks on. I'm like, dang, this dude is comfortable here in Sac,
So it's like he was in his front yard.
Right, exactly. That's how he felt. Yep, that's what it seemed like. And so, no, he's been fantastic here, man.
When we come back, the we need to tear it down narrative once again raises its ugly head. So where are we with all of that? Next, Drive Guys Sacktown Sports.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm rehearsing. There are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on them.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line.
Additional terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Yeah. Kings and the Cavs tonight. No Domas for at least 10 days. And anytime a team says someone will be reevaluated in 10 days, drapes that quite often, if not usually, means they'll be gone a little longer than that.
Yeah. 10 days is when we'll take a look at them again.
Right.
And then give you another update after that. That's what was concerning. I thought that also when the release came out late last night. It's, not that he's going to be out for 10 days. He'll be reevaluated in 10 days. So it could be even longer, Whitey.
Right. As long as he's ready for the play-in tournament, as they call it.
The tournament. Yes. Yes. I honestly, I would really like for him to get some games under his belt, Whitey. Like,
Sure.
I said it yesterday on the show. Him and Zach LaVine have only played 12 games, I think 13 games, and 2 of them Domas left early.
Right.
So he hasn't even have a huge sample size with this group. And so we started off the show talking about, these last 15 games and rounding into form and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty hard to do when, your starting center is out and then he's going to come back, hopefully with 9 games left, maybe 8 games left, that kind of thing. Like, I do think they still need some more time to gel with Domas in the lineup.
Well, the Kings just halted that losing streak, of course, and that led some to start beating on that drum again. Tear it down. Tear it down. Kings need to tear it down. Where, in your opinion, are we with all that right now? And I know you and I, we're not, you couldn't, by the way, let me just start with this. Pardon me. I asked you a question and I keep talking. You can't, even if you wanted to, I don't know why you'd want to, but like tanking the rest of this year would be pointless.
Yeah.
It would be hard to finish behind both Dallas and Phoenix, even if you try.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't think the Kings have agreed that that's what they want to do, and I don't think they should. But if they did, if as an organization they said, you know what, we're better off just resting our best players, let's see if we can keep the draft pick. Even if they tried, it would be really hard to finish behind those two teams.
It would be. And let's take a look at the standings. Right now, the Kings are 34-33. So to your point, we're going to exclude Dallas and Phoenix because you're not going to, like you said, you're also not going to be behind Portland, San Antonio, New Orleans, Utah. First of all, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams already. And then go to the Eastern Conference. You're not going to be behind Chicago, 7, Miami, Toronto. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even if you did want to tank, you don't gain much by doing that this season. And so what, you improve your chances, you go from 13th to 12th or whatever it may be. It doesn't make sense, not at all.
You could end up, if you miss the playoffs, you could maybe get super lucky in the lottery, and end up keeping your pick. Unlikely though. So putting that aside, that is not a realistic option because it doesn't make sense to do.
Doesn't make sense.
As far as next year, there's some very smart people that I know and respect that are saying, next year I think they should start over. Even if that's true, we're not there yet.
Right. We're not.
Don't you have to wait and see what this team does this year? And I'm not saying, watch, they're going to win a championship, but don't you have to wait and see what they do?
I'm with you. I'm gonna play devil's advocate though, Whitey. If you do decide to blow it up and tank during the offseason going into next year, why not just do it this trade deadline? Like, if you're not going to give this team real time to gel under a coaching staff, a training camp, why do that move in the first place then?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because honestly, I think ever since the trade deadline, anything that happened after that in terms of wins and losses, roster has to be sort of graded on a curve. Like, considering the circumstances, rookie head coach, Western Conference, where this team was, all that, I don't know how you can get an accurate gauge of what this team can be based off of 18 games after the trade deadline so far.
I agree. I agree. And LaRavia is a great example of this. You gave up assets to get a guy that you probably won't have next year. Hopefully they will, but you probably won't.
Right.
So you're committed to seeing what this team with him on it can do right now. And all the talk of the summer, we're going to have plenty of time to talk about that. And some of those questions are going to be really fair questions. But it reminds me of the dialogue already about Kevin Durant. Who's going to trade for Kevin Durant? Well, I don't care. There's games going on right now.
Right. And there will be plenty of time to discuss that. And the landscape from now until the offseason will change because, as you know too, Whitey, even if the Kings, let's say we don't make the playoffs, let's say we're not one of the 16, there will be somebody who comes up short, whether it's Milwaukee, they may want to blow it up. We don't even know who might be available. What if somehow Giannis becomes available? Are we tanking then? No, we might go after, so you got to wait and see and get all the information, see what's available, see what your options are. Saying tank right now, It just doesn't make sense.
I'll play the devil's advocate.
Okay.
And I don't agree with this view. I think I've made that clear. But why would someone say tank now? The reason someone would say that would be, you know what, Jaron was right. This organization right now, the roster, it's not going anywhere. You can keep fooling yourself into thinking it might, but it won't. You have to tear it down. Again, I don't agree with that, but that would be the argument. It's like, look, it's staring you right there in the face. This team has got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Overall, there's nothing really there. You're not going to get anywhere, so that's why you should start over. That would be the argument.
But are you basing that on these 18 games, or did you think that at the trade deadline?
Well, that's a great question.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so if you're basing it on the 18 games, then I don't think we've seen enough. Like that's
I agree.
You know, I don't think we haven't seen enough from Doug. Doug, if he's the guy, will probably have some new assistant coaches, maybe a new system. Like, we don't know. And so I just if you're Monty McNair, Wes Wilcox in the organization, I don't think you bring in Zach LaVine. I don't think you bring in JV. I don't think you bring in LaRavia just to blow it up in the offseason.
Yeah.
Because then, to me, like I said, that admits the moves you made didn't work out at the deadline. So first of all, you got to admit you made that mistake. Second of all, you could have taken at the deadline if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You could have held out for a picks-laden package for De'Aaron Fox. Instead, you got guys back that can help you right now.
Yeah. Would you say Orlando? I like Orlando. They're not having a great year. Would you say that they're in a good place right now, or do we not know?
In terms of the future?
Like, have they tanked and ended up in a good place?
I think they have a couple building blocks, yes.
But still, we're not sure.
We're not 100% sure.
This is like their second time doing this. Because remember with Aaron Gordon and Vucevic, they had some good players, but it didn't really work.
Right.
You go back to when they had Dwight Howard and Hito and those guys, and since then they've rebuilt at least twice, and they still haven't gotten anywhere.
Right.
So it doesn't always work. We like to point to the teams that it works for, like OKC. And it's true. There's a lot of teams in the West. You could say, wow, they did it, and it worked. But it doesn't always work. So the one thing you know for sure, if you tear it down, is you ain't going to do nothing for at least about 4 years. That's one thing, only thing you know for sure. You might be great. You might be, but you are going to be bad for 4 years. Drapes, to borrow a line from my brother, Phantom, I don't even buy green bananas anymore. I don't want to wait 4 years
You're right.
to see what they might be
right.
when there's a chance you can have a team that's going to be playing meaningful games for the next 3-4 years. I choose that.
I'm with you. And, same thing with avocados. I ain't waiting until they get, like they got to be ready that night when I get home. But here's the thing, too, about tanking. Everybody wants to be OKC. Name me the last champion, Whitey, that actually tanked. Champion. I got the list right here. Boston.
I would say they did, but
that was 15 years ago.
Yes. I would say Denver did too, but it was a while ago.
Did they tank? I don't know if they tanked. They hit on Jokic.
Yes.
Which was a second rounder. So even if you tanked, your star player that you got had nothing to do with the tank.
It's been a long time.
Golden State, Milwaukee never tanked. Lakers, Raptors, Warriors, Cleveland, Spurs. Like, you got to go back to almost the Tim Duncan San Antonio Spurs to think about a team that actually. So tanking, how many teams have we seen actually tank and it come up short? We've been talking. Finally, Detroit got a respectable team. Finally, Houston got but to your point, it's taken years. Charlotte been tanking for about a decade now, it seems like, and they still don't have anything.
By the way, Banter the Young says avocados go ripe and spoil on the same night. Is that true?
Well, it depends.
Okay.
Like if you cut it open, then the spoiling effect takes place faster.
I see.
Yeah.
Because the oxidation process begins.
Yes, exactly. I think maybe that's where Banta is. Who knew that he was an expert on avocados? Who knew?
So that's why I'm choosing stick with it, even though I understand. Well, you're kind of limiting yourself. It might be less likely that you win a championship in 10 years. Might be, but tearing it down, that's very risky as well.
Exactly. And how about this, Whitey? Give me a random year over the last 15 years. Just any year.
2011.
2011 NBA draft. Let's go back to that. Because tanking means you want to get the best draft pick you possibly can get, basically. Let's look at the NBA draft and see where it was. I believe that might have been Kyrie's year as well. Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
That's a hit, number 1. Derek Williams, number 2. Enes Kanter, 3. Tristan Thompson, 4.
And there's some decent players there.
But it ain't no franchise.
You're right.
Our boy
You're right.
JV, Jan Veasley, Bismack Biyombo, Brandon Knight, Jimmer Fredette, Kimber. So let me go outside the lottery where tanking doesn't factor in. 15, Kawhi Leonard. Keep going down here. This was a pretty bad draft, actually. Jimmy Butler, 30th. So you can get franchise-altering guys without tanking.
That's
Whitey.
the best point of them all.
You don't need
Seriously.
to tank to get a franchise-altering guy.
Right. And the point of tanking, as we learned from the Sixers, isn't just, well, you have a bad year, and then that's how teams used to do it. Have a bad year, we'll get a great player, and we're on our way. Now teams have learned you got to have a bad year like many years
you got to get many cracks
to
at it.
increase the odds of you getting the franchise player, and you still might not.
Exactly.
I don't want any part of it, Drapes.
And one of the things Jay said, too, is look at the history of our draft picks here in Sacramento. Do we trust that? And so my thing is, wherever you're drafting, just get the damn pick right.
There you go.
Whether you're 14, 19, 25, get the pick right. It doesn't have to do with tanking.
You mentioned Jimmy Butler was a 30th
pick. Overall pick.
He went off last night. Anthony Slater covered that. We're back with Slate's, his views on the Kings and the NBA next on Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Cavs. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Kyle Draper. You know I'm a big guy, right, everybody? So sometimes, even my SUV or sedan, I want a little more space. Maybe I want to take the fellas to the football game or to the basketball game. Maybe I want to go golfing. Well, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has the perfect solution. They have a Vans Fleet Center. And they understand your business needs. They understand your personal needs as well. They have a great inventory and a huge selection. And plus, they have the perfect van to power your fleet, including the new fully electric e-Sprinter alongside those reliable diesel options. So if you're looking for a new van just for personal reasons or even for your business fleet, head on over to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. And get this, you can take advantage of their exclusive limited time 0% APR financing offer for up to 60 months on select models. So head down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or online at mbfstockton.com and tell them Drape sent you.
And now a brief history of the garage door. Garage doors could date back to 450 BC when chariots were stored in gatehouses. Here in the States, they became a thing around the start of the 20th century. You could find a float-over door in a catalog way back in 1906. National Garage Door has been around since 1974. They're family-owned and operated, so you can trust them to solve any garage door issues you may have. Squeaky door, malfunctioning door, or a need for a new door, which is what prompted us to give them a call, 916-638-4554. At National Garage Door Service is their #1 priority. I've witnessed that commitment in my own home, certainly in our garage. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer-branded garage doors. They are the nation's BSE broken spring experts. So if you have a garage door that looks and sounds like it dates back to 450 BC, National Garage Door can help, whether it's a garage door tune-up, repair, or replacement you need. They'll take care of you at National Garage Door. 916-638-4554. That's 916-638-4554. National Garage Door.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. It's cold, and American Energy wants you to stay warm and make sure your system's operating safely. Here's the deal. A $49 tune-up inspection, which is regularly $119. That's a full safety and duct inspection. But guess what? If your system's over 10 years old, the tune-up is is on them. That's right. It's free. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. And if you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Oh, by the way, breaking news, they're hiring right now. Here's the deal. They'll train you, full benefits, generous incentive-based pay. Just call today for more details at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Not only great deals from American Energy, but possibly a new career for you. Check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting sacktownsports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Great to be back. Drive Guys coming to you from Gold One Center. Buddy Gleason and Kyle Draper's here somewhere. He'll be with us in just a moment. Tonight, Kings taking on, of course, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Who got punched around by the Clippers last night. For more on that game and the NBA at large, nice enough to join us, of course. A fine NBA writer for The Athletic, covers the Warriors, covers the Kings, Anthony Slater. How are you today, Anthony?
I come delivering bad news. I just saw Zach LaVine out tonight. Personal reasons. Just ruled out. So
wow. Did you hear that, Drapes?
No, what did he say?
He says Zach LaVine out tonight, personal reasons.
Oh, get out of here.
Wow.
I did not hear that.
Yeah.
LaRavia questionable with illness on the latest injury report. So no Zach LaVine.
Oh, did that just come out? You're right on top of it. Let me refresh here, Slates. I didn't refresh the latest injury report here. And wow, that's massive, dude. So hold up. And my computer's not loading. So Jake questionable now?
Because of illness?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. LaRavia questionable, LaVine out.
Oh man,
that's all the time we have for Anthony.
Right?
Slater.
I mean, you're coming in bringing bad news, right? Oh my God,
Grim Reaper coming in.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Oh boy, Slates with Domas out now. Is there? It doesn't appear to be. Is there any real danger of falling out of the play-in for the Kings? Given the teams behind him, it doesn't look like it. What do you? Are they pretty much parked in ninth now, though? You think?
Well, it would require the Dallas Mavericks to be able to win games, and that's not really happening right now, right?
Right.
The Mavs are at 36 losses, right? And I always look at the loss column. 3 losses behind the Kings. They're 10-point dogs in Indy tonight. I assume the Pacers are going to handle them. And I would say the only real danger you're talking about is if Anthony Davis makes an appearance. This season, he went and practiced with the G League team. Sounds like he's pushing to play a little bit, but there's no real motivation shouldn't be any real motivation from the Mavericks to try to recover. Like, they should go try to get the best draft pick they can and recover from what's been a disaster season. And then I guess, for them to fall out of the play-in entirely, Phoenix would have to get hot. That's possible. They're 4 losses behind. They have a very winnable game tonight at home against the Bulls. But if the Kings can just, get a few more wins, I think they're pretty safely in ninth. And ninth matters. I mean, you would want that elimination play-in game to be at home. It's where they sat last year at ninth. They got that huge win over the Warriors and at least had a chance to sneak into the playoffs. So they should be very motivated to stay at ninth.
No, I'm with you, Slates. Anything can happen. If you're ninth, you get that home game first, and then, maybe it's Minnesota, maybe it's Clippers on the road that you got to face. Why not go out there and make it happen and get into the playoffs? With that being said, and, I'm looking at the injury report, and you just shared with us, Jake LaRavia, injury, illness is he's questionable with an illness tonight. Zach LaVine is out for personal reasons. That's a huge blow. I thought even without Domas, we had a puncher's chance against Cleveland. Just handicap this matchup, man, because we just saw the Cavs get beat last night by the Clippers. They've lost 2 in a row. No Darius Garland. What do you now make of tonight's matchup for the Sacramento Kings?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it, no Garland, but, I mean, they're still pretty loaded, right? Evan Mobley, he's the favorite for Defensive Player of the Year right now. Jared Allen still, kind of allows them to have a Twin Towers combo and one, pretty difficult to score on, looming big on the floor at all times. Donovan Mitchell's probably first-team All-NBA this season. And, they got a lot of guys that fill in their roles well. Dean Wade, good player. I mean, how many times have the Cavs lost 2 in a row this year? Not many. They're just. I will say that the Kings seem to be catching them at somewhat of a slightly downtime. I think they had just won like 14 in a row or something like that. But they lost at home to the Magic. You mentioned it. They kind of got boat raced last night by the Clippers, who hit a bunch of threes. Second night of a back-to-back. Theoretically, could be tired. And the other thing, motivation level with the Cavaliers maybe a little bit dipped because they pretty much clinched the 1 seed. What are they up on? I don't know if y'all got the standings up. They got to be 7 or 8 up on the Celtics.
They're 6.5 right now. 6.5 up on
it's
the Celtics.
getting to that time of the season where the Cavaliers' minds are on mid-April at this point, and it's why Darius Garland's not playing tonight. It's why look, Donovan Mitchell, if they're down 14 in the fourth or something like that, or 14 in the second half, there's just not that extra level of motivation to push it. So if I'm trying to create a case for why the Kings might be able to stun the Cavs tonight, it's just, they might be getting the Cavs at a slightly decent time.
That was good work, and that wasn't easy for him. I mean, I hope he didn't pull any.
I know, right?
He had to work for that
to get that one out.
Yeah, Anthony Slater with a
I
slate.
brought in bad news. I wanted to, brighten up.
That's nice.
Yeah, there you go.
It's appreciated. It's appreciated. I want to ask you how the NBA to this point is feeling about the 65 game minimum for awards. The reason I ask is because Domas now in real danger of falling short of the 65 games minimum, and maybe he may be hurt for longer than 10 days, and maybe the point is moot, but how is that rule working out from the NBA standpoint? Do they feel it's working? I know there's been some pushback. I don't think it's a great rule. Where is the league with that at this point?
I mean, they kept it for a second season after some issues last season with it. I think if you go back to that first year, remember when Embiid was kind of trying to play through the knee, and there was a thought he was trying to do it to stay eligible for MVP. He got hurt.
Halliburton playing through it. Yeah, Halliburton.
Halliburton's a good example. He kept going because you have to play 20 minutes for it to qualify. They kept playing Halliburton exactly 20, and it seemed like his hamstring didn't get right from that. So we'll see, but the league didn't change it from year 1 to year 2, so that tells me they liked it. Yeah. And I mean, the reality is the NBA just wants guys on the floor as much as possible. And if they feel like this motivates, guys to remain on the floor, Draymond Green's a good example, right? He's trying to make his case for all defense and defensive player of the year. He has to play 11 of the last 13 games. Whereas if the Warriors, got locked into a seed, maybe they'd rest Draymond a few more games. But he's going to want to get to that, that threshold. Yeah. Is that good? I don't know. If it's causing Tyrese Halliburton to get hurt or Joel Embiid, probably not, but the league's not changing it.
Our guy, Anthony Slater, joining us. Slate's, we're talking so much about the standings and, the strength of schedule here over these last 15 games. But I'm looking at what the Warriors have done their last couple of games, losing to a Jokic-less Denver team. I'm looking at Denver, losing to Washington. How much at this time of year are you buying into strength of schedule down the stretch?
I mean, it matters in a sense, but what you really want at this time of the year is you want those tanking teams that are motivated to lose, right?
Right.
You want to face a Raptors team who clearly, some of these teams now you'll see it, they'll be in the game into the second half, and then suddenly they start putting out very weird rotations, right? Their best players are suddenly just sitting on the bench in the fourth, and they got their two-way guys out there, and it's probably not great for the game itself, but the Brooklyn Nets made a huge Mikal Bridges trade this summer so they could get their first round pick back. And now they're at the point, especially watching March Madness and Cooper Flag and this or that, they're just going to do their best to make sure they're as low as possible in the standings. And that'll mean bad rotations in the second half and gifting teams wins. So as I was kind of trying to create a case for why it might not be the worst time to play the Cavaliers, You'd much rather be playing a Brooklyn Nets, the Toronto Raptors, Utah Jazz, right? Think about what the Jazz are getting fined for relentlessly right now because of the way they've been handling Lauri Markkanen. They got fined so much that they had to activate Lauri Markkanen for a game, and then they played him 20 minutes in the first half. He was playing pretty well. They just shut him down for the second half. But since they played him, he couldn't be fined. So strength of schedule matters in the sense that you just want to catch teams at the right time. And to be honest, I know I tried to paint a rosier picture about facing the Cavaliers. This is not a good homestand for the Kings as far as the schedule makers go. I think it's good it's going to be fun to see these teams locally, right? And see some of these championship contenders come in. But I don't think that's good that they're on the Kings schedule.
You know what? Markkanen needs to go Marshawn Lynch after a game when they ask him about the game. He can say, I'm just here so we won't get fined. That's what That's right. That's it.
So I wouldn't get fined.
Yeah. Slates, there's a narrative now, and it seems like it's coming out of the ESPN complex, but they say they're hearing it from around the league. What do you make of the suddenly somewhat popular narrative that OKC could be vulnerable in the first round? Obviously, if the Kings get through the play-in, maybe they end up playing OKC. I don't really see it. I'm just wondering if you've heard any of that and what you make of that dialogue that, the Thunder, they could be very vulnerable in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, look, their entire rotation basically is 25 years or younger. It's a bunch of guys who haven't technically proven it at that level. They were the 1 seed last year. They weren't as dominant of a 1 seed. They kind of, I guess squeaked to 1 on the last day of the regular season. Now they're 12.5 up. They have this historic net rating. They look more dominant. Shea looks like he's taking a leap. Jalen Williams is kind of taking his own leap. They've got Hartenstein and Caruso instead of Josh Giddey. I covered the Mavericks Thunder second round series last year. They lost that series because every time Josh Giddey was on the floor, they were losing by 8 points over a 4-minute stretch. That's not a problem for them anymore. So I think they're really sharp. I think they're pretty heavy favorites in the West. But I also understand players and coaches around the league believing, hey, give us 2 weeks to scout Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, throw some complex defenses at him. Force Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams to be second scorers that to this point of their very early career they haven't shown to be. And Jalen Williams and Chet kind of struggled offensively in that Mavs series last year, lost it even though they had home court. And maybe they can be taken down. I think the skepticism of them is on the offensive end because defensively they're hell to play against. They cause turnovers unlike any team really ever. So and again, these are high-level competitors trying to make themselves. What you don't want noise coming out of the Western Conference rivals, we're done. Thunder's going to roll. Don't even worry about the playoffs.
Yeah. Hey, Slates, I agree to an extent. Thunder are the favorites, but I might got 4 or 5 other teams right behind them that can make a playoff run. A team we saw last night, the Clippers pulling off a big win last night. How serious should we be taking them? And we'll see them again, of course, before the season is over.
Man, you might see the Clippers in, if you might be in LA for that final night of the play-in. That's what it's shaping up to be. To me, I think the Clippers are the likeliest to be an eighth against either Minnesota or the Warriors in the 7-8. And if the Kings can get past 9, if they sit at 9, a lot of ifs on the table. But I don't know. To me, they're the least threatening of that group that you're talking about. I can see the Nuggets making a run because of Jokic. Minnesota's been really hot lately. They had a bad loss the other night, but previously they'd won 7 in a row. We know what the Warriors have become with Jimmy Butler. The Lakers, if LeBron gets back healthy, there's a lot of flawed but dangerous teams down there. And I don't know. You sound higher on the Clippers. To me, the Clippers had a really hot start, and they've kind of faded some. I know, 4 in a row. That was a nice win last night, so maybe they're rediscovering themselves. Harden looked pretty good last night. But let me flip it on y'all. Who, if you could script out the Kings' perfect play-in bracket, believing that they're probably going to be the 9 seed, who would you want at the 10, Mavs or Suns, and then who would you want if you advanced?
Definitely the Mavs, and then I want to play the Warriors just for the hell of it.
Really?
It'd be awesome.
See, I need us to win. I would probably say Slate's Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Minnesota,
by the way.
I think that's going to be tough. But we also seen the Clippers just seem to. I don't know what it is, James Harden kills us. Derrick Jones Jr. was knocking down threes. With that being said, though, and the Clippers had a great win, I think the question for them is two things: Kawhi's health, and can you trust James Harden?
Yeah, Clippers is probably the best. I'd say the Warriors because you just would be emotion, but the Clippers is probably the best answer, I think.
Yeah, Warriors might be the worst, right? Because if they win, then we got to deal with that all off season. So,
and they would be at Chase.
All right,
but I think Minnesota. I agree. The Kings have seemed to match up pretty well with them. I know they lost that overtime game early this season, but they won in Minnesota also. And I remember a game last year where Malik Monk scored like 40, and they won in Minnesota without Fox. So, I think Minnesota or the Clippers, you got a puncher's chance. It'll feel probably more reasonable than that Pelicans matchup last year, which seems wild now because the Pelicans have one of the worst records in the conference. But the 0-6 against the Pelicans last year still looms.
Yeah, well, Slates, it wasn't your fault, but you came in with the hammer, dropped the hammer on us. Since then, it's been, cupcakes and balloons today, and we appreciate the effort. So thanks, Slates. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, folks.
Yeah, Anthony Slater. More on tonight's rough news for the Kings.
Yeah.
We come right back to the Goal One Center on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Scattered clouds Thursday morning. Won't be quite as cold with valley temperatures starting in the mid-40s. Afternoon highs in the mid-60s with a light breeze. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Ready for an early bird special? A new HVAC system replacement, both heating and cooling, for as low as $11,789. This is a limited offer and ends April 15th. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sinks overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-961-5544. 800-961-5544.
Choose Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil designed for today's engines exclusively at your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We could all use more time. Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. I can see why they call it smart. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
Every Saturday in March is your chance to shoot your shot at Sky River Casino's $250,000 Slam Dunk Cash Giveaway. Play slots and table games to earn entries and get 100 bonus entries every Monday and Tuesday. Visit Sky River Casino daily to score a free entry. Then join every Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. for a chance to win up to $250,000. Visit skyriver.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or older.
Huge savings now on new 2025 Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter.
Save $11,000 off MSRP after rebates every new Silverado LT Turbo Max with Maida Chevy's exclusive all-in-stock pricing.
And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area.
$11,000 off new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive. Not available with special financing, leasing, some of the offers.
Made a great deal at Maida.
John,
Attention citizens, a notorious outlaw is on the loose. Mo Leaks, aka the Water Bandit.
Just a little drip here and a little trickle there.
This slippery suspect is guilty of wasting 10% of your water, raising your bill, and stealing 90 gallons a day. Don't let him rob you. Fix those leaks during Fix a Leak Week.
Oh man, I've been caught.
Stop Mo Leaks. Find and fix those leaks today. Learn more at roseville.ca.us/fix-a-leak.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Kings with back-to-back games in which they will be facing familiar faces, former Kings legends, Kevin Huerter tomorrow night, and as someone pointed out on X, Tristan Thompson tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Tristan Thompson back in the building.
I don't want to point any fingers, but someone who is very positive about the Kings just said, wow, we're all in big trouble tonight. And I didn't expect to hear it from that person. I understand, and I'm not calling that person out, but it just speaks to how this is hitting some people. The news that Anthony Slater first shared with us that Zach LaVine, personal reasons, out tonight. Yeah. Laravia, questionable because of an illness. This is less than ideal, Kyle Draper.
These are two of our top 7-8 guys.
Wow.
You move Keon maybe into the starting lineup, and now your bench. Will we see Markelle Fultz tonight? Obviously, the Tasmanian Devil, Devin Carter, will get extended minutes, but who else are we leaning on coming off that bench? Doug McDermott, get some burn out here, maybe.
Maybe.
It's going to be an uphill battle. But why do you? I mean, and me and Jay talked about this yesterday. You're an athlete. You played at a high level,
very high level.
You played, but when you go against a team like the Cavs, best team in the league, great record, got the stars, all this and all that, you don't think, oh, man, here we go. We ain't going to win this one. I'm thinking, all right, let's go. Let me get my game. Like, my pregame routine got to be the best it's been all season. My sleep last night got to be immaculate. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. My shots I get up before the game, like you're more locked in. You don't come into a game with the thought, oh man, here we go. It's going to be tough, even without Zach and them. No, you say, hey, I got to do my part. I got to bring it even more now because we're going against a great team and because we're shorthanded.
Of course, that's what we hope happens. But as a fan,
right.
As a fan, John, you're still dealing with Domas, trying to talk yourself into thinking, well, they have some pretty talented bigs, but, Zubats had a big game last night. Oh, and by the way, Zach LaVine's not playing, and Laravia, we'll see. It's a tall order for fans right now, and people are just processing it.
It is a tall order. But was it a tall order for Denver without Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Christian Brown to go into Chase Center and beat the Warriors?
It was.
Exactly. And what happened? They did it. Why not? Teams do it to us all the time, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
Pacers last season out. They missing 5 or 6 guys.
Because we can't have nice things. You want me to tell you? We're the Kings.
Saying, why
we can't have nice things.
Why
we should, but we
get
can't.
This win and lead Sports Center tonight. Lead all the talk shows tomorrow. You know what I mean? Maybe it's the Doug McDermott game. Maybe it's the Jay Crowder game or Markelle Fultz, whoever it may be. Maybe DeMar DeRozan goes off for a 50-piece tonight. We don't know. I'm not hanging him up. I got to do the call, big fella.
Yeah.
And trust me, once tip-off happened, I'm going to be fired up, ready to go.
Now, look, I've been out a few days, and I appreciate you guys doing so well. Yeah. You didn't need me. But I have been a little feverish. So maybe I'm not hearing right. Did you say the Jay Crowder game? Or am I hallucinating?
Don't disrespect
or did
my
you
guy.
drop the Jay Crowder game?
Don't disrespect my guy, Jay Crowder. You never know. You just never, especially, dude, if we're missing 3 players, maybe it's an Isaac Jones game. Who knows? I don't know. But if I'm a player in that locker room, I'm hearing Zach. It might be a Keon Ellis 8-9 3-point game.
Okay.
Can I get that at least? Can I get that? And so Anything is possible, as the great Kevin Garnett said.
So we're going to need Markelle Fultz, like I said, probably, right? Going to need Markelle Fultz to play.
Markelle,
well. Going to need to probably make a few threes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this Cavs.
I'm trying. It's not working. I'm trying. I'm trying.
All right, let me look at the rock. So what about a Keegan Murray game? Keegan Murray 38 tonight? Can I call that? Can I call it 27?
By the way, I'm glad
38?
you mentioned that because we were talking to Slates. I saw this and I didn't
what you got?
Mention it. Oh, Kyle Sayachao says Jake is better than Keegan. Come on, man. Come on.
Kings fans, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
Jake is better than Keegan. And then we had Slates on and I forgot to get back to it.
Oh, you should have asked that one. You should have got that one. Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
What is
Keegan.
going on in the world? Why? I just don't understand that. All right. I'm not even.
Well, guess what? Jake's not. Well, he might play. Maybe he
might play. Exactly.
Maybe he will play. Maybe he wouldn't be sick if he wasn't walking around in his open-toed clog, whatever he was
in the
wearing.
wintertime.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a Devin Carter kind of game. My boy Trey Lyles might have 5 or 6 threes. And so
there you go.
You still got to play the game. You can't fold it up. It ain't no, running clock or anything. Like, you still got to play 48 minutes of basketball. Why not? Why not pull off the upset tonight?
Right. No pressure, right?
Yeah.
Let it fly.
I would like to know what the line is once this news comes out. Man, if it was close, it went ballooned after that. Man.
Yep. Can the Kings do to the Cavs what the Clippers did last night? We'll take a look at how they did that, see if any of it applies when we come back to the Goal One Center. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's time for basketball, and Uber Eats is dropping deals on game day favorites to keep you locked in on the action. Like when you're craving a buzzer beater, but also buffalo wings. Or when an upset makes you want to ugly cry into a pizza. And right now, Uber Eats has game day deals from Burger King, Buffalo Wild Wings, KFC, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a burger. Order now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Dunks, threes, buzzer beaters. There's so much NBA happening. I gotta keep up.
Easy there. There's a better way to NBA with the NBA app.
Wait, really?
Follow your favorite teams and the league's brightest stars. Be on the ball with real-time stats and scores.
Yeah?
And go behind all the drama with new docs and shows.
Are you kidding?
Catch every swish, dunk, and bucket. All of this, all in one place, all for free.
Thank you.
There's a better way to NBA. Download the app today. Available on the Google Play, Apple app, and Android stores.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the lake or clean out your closet? RV wins! Putting the dishes away or taking the RV camping? RV wins! Cleaning the fridge or taking a trip to the beach? RV wins!
You might want to clean the fridge real quick because, mold.
We clean out the fridge, then take the RV out.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-859-6688. 800-859-6688. 800-859-6688.
As seen on Crazy Rich Asians, Silicon Valley, and more, it's Jimmy O. Yang, Big and Tall Tour.
She was like, babe, what's your love language? I'm like, what? A love language could be words of affirmation. I was raised by Asian parents.
Their love language is verbal abuse.
Saturday, April 12th, the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss them, Sacramento. Jimmy O. Yang, Big and Tall Tour.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Join Sacktown Sports for all the madness this Thursday at Tom's Watch Bar, where we'll be broadcasting live all day starting at 10 a.m. with Ellen Stiles, the Drive Guys at 2, and ending at 5:30 with the Kings Game Night broadcast. Tom's Watch Bar, Sacramento's biggest sports party.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Acid, booze, and ass, needles, guns, and grass. Acid, booze, and ass, needles, guns, and grass. Acid.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Yes, true. Sacktown Sports taking over Tom's Watch Bar tomorrow.
Yes, I'm fired up, dude.
Yeah.
I'm already looking at the menu. And how about this, Whitey? Our show begins at 2.
Yes.
I might get there like 1:45 tomorrow, big fella. I might get there early. You know what I mean? To put my order in and get some of that. You know,
I
Must be for the menu.
I'll take the over.
I might get there early, man. Sit down, get relaxed, have some lunch there. No, I'm really looking forward to this, man. NCAA tournament already underway, but tomorrow's like the big day.
Oh, yeah.
Game's on at what? 9 a.m.
Right.
You know, so I'm looking forward to it tomorrow.
So you're going to get there 1:45 so you can watch some of the basketball before our show starts.
Yes, exactly. I got to be well versed on the action tomorrow. But
Yes.
no, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Alan Stiles.
Oh, yeah.
Doing his show out there, and then game night after us tomorrow.
Exactly. Now, let me ask you this. Do you do a crossover in person tomorrow, like on location? Have we ever done a back-to-back with Styles before, like out in the field?
Yes.
See, so I'll be there early. Come on, man. I'll be there.
The only thing to remember, if we're out, with people, never look directly at Mr. Gleason. If you have a question for him, there are other people that you can submit your questions or comments to them, and then they will share with you. Yeah.
100+ screens. 100+ specialty cocktails, 50+ beers at Tom's Watch Bar. I'm pumped up, man. I'm really excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, we would love to see you out there tomorrow. And if you can't be out there, please listen. We're going to have a lot of fun. Now, how much fun are the Kings going to have this evening? Hey, you never know, but we're still digesting this tidbit. Slate shared it with us. Jason Anderson had it on Twitter. Zach LaVine has been ruled out for tonight's game against the Cavs due to personal reasons. Jake LaRavia now questionable due to illness. And I want to share with you the reaction from someone I follow and someone who follows me, Matt in the 916 on X. Because I think Matt speaks for a number of people here. His reaction. My word, this team is just broken beyond repair. Just shut the whole season down now. It's pointless. This entire franchise is a pointless sports team. So freaking sad. Sacramento deserves better. So we're overreacting.
This person too?
I do.
Damn.
I'm not saying they're right. I'm saying, Kyle, you must appreciate how difficult this is for some fans.
No, not at all. I'm not buying that. I can't subscribe. Can you read that for me one more time, please? Because I will. You know how there's a negativity scale. Well, that's at the bottom of it.
My
like,
word.
You don't get much lower than that negative post right
This
there.
team is just broken beyond repair. This is just a gut.
What
I
is broken?
appreciate this honest reaction to hearing. This is like this person sees this from Jason Anderson and then just shut the whole season down now. It's pointless. Entire franchise is a pointless sports team. So freaking sad. Sacramento deserves better. It's going to be all right. We're going to be okay. You know, when you look at the big picture, playoff-wise, you may not agree with this, Drapes. This particular game probably doesn't matter that much.
It really does.
You want to win and get momentum, and you want to have a chance to get to 8, but you're probably going to be ninth no matter how this goes here.
Right.
And this isn't like, there goes the season.
Right. This is a game where people have been saying for the longest time, no way they're going to win this, Cleveland and all that. So if you lose, now if you lost against the Wizards or something like that, or somebody, Chicago tomorrow night, okay. But this is Cleveland. And let me say this to that texter or poster or wherever that you got that from, Whitey. Based on the overall record throughout the NBA, the Sacramento Kings have the 15th best record in the association. So based on that,
all the ups and downs,
everything going on. So based on what that person said, everybody below the Kings are broken also. Like, they might as well just fold up half the league then.
You're right, but I'm going to allow it because it was an emotional reaction to difficult news.
All right.
I'm sure that
I
person
never
even
react
now would
emotionally. Come on, man.
I don't. Yeah. So here's how the Kings could do to the Cavaliers what the Clippers did last night. LA beat the Cavs, Clippers 132-119. Can the Kings do this, Drapes? Clippers shot 55%, 46% from 3. Cleveland scored 73 in the first half, and they led by 5.
Yeah.
And then the Clippers went on a run in the third into the fourth quarter, 20-3 run. And as we talked about him earlier, Zubats had 28 and 20 on his birthday. So that would appear to be, if not the recipe, a recipe for success against the Cavs tonight.
Well, we saw what the Kings were able to do against Memphis the other day offensively, the efficiency from three-point range. And Cleveland, they're a solid defensive team, but they're middle of the pack in defensive three-point percentage. And when you look at it, what we got here, big fella? Oh, my guy Lee, 2 oatmeal raisin cookies delivered right on time, big fella, because they gave me the chocolate chip, and I'm not a chocolate chip guy. So
shouts out to Lee too, man. One of the nicest folks in the arena.
Yeah, Lee's good people, man. Lee
Real
is
good people.
I got to golf with him. But when I look at Cleveland, first of all, they're reeling right now, 2 straight losses.
Reeling.
They got in the sack late. Tough loss last night. And so can we do what the Clippers did last night? We need a game from JV. We need a Zubats level game from JV. Maybe not 28-20. I'd take 18-13.
Exactly. That's not asking too much.
That's not asking too much. Can I ask DeMar DeRozan to be the guy we've seen at times this season? Can I get a 40-piece? How about Malik Monk? Can I get Malik to do some things?
And don't forget, they're not at full strength either.
Exactly. They're missing Darius Garland. I mentioned Evan Mobley's dealing with a right foot contusion. He's playing, but he's not 100%.
Brad Daugherty's not playing either.
Exactly. Mark Price ain't walking through that door. You know what I mean? LeBron ain't on this Cavs team. They lace him up just like we do. And so it's going to be tough, man. The thing about Cleveland, and this is why I'm worried about this game, obviously with the injuries and everything like that, but they know who they are. You know what I mean? They don't have an identity crisis. They may lose a couple games here or there, but for the most part, they know who. With us, and now without 3 players potentially, if Jake doesn't go, we don't have that institutional knowledge, that experience to draw upon, like a whole season. Like, we're still trying to figure ourselves out, let alone get ready for this Cleveland team that knows who they are.
If I can make a tired golf analogy, it's like a golf swing. One of the things I notice, I can't pick this up, but golf teachers will watch someone hit, and if it's a good swing, they'll go, that's a repeatable swing. That's a good swing, because they know it's consistent.
Yeah.
So teams that are really good, it's like they have a repeatable swing. They know what they're doing. They don't always execute it, but they know that the next time when they need it, they're going to have that swing.
Yep.
Whereas the rest of us, and this is kind of where the Kings are, there's talent there, but sometimes you got that slice.
Right.
Out of nowhere, right? Like, what happened there?
That's me right there. That's
yeah,
me 100%.
yeah. Last game is like, boom, 310 down the middle.
Yep.
Is that going to be there tonight? Maybe
it's a Keegan Murray game. Like,
yeah.
You just, and here's the thing. With no Zach, no Domas, that frees up about 20 shots easily more. Who's going to, if I'm Keon, I'm letting it fly. If I'm Keegan, all right, it's my turn to cook tonight.
Yes.
Like, you got to think of it as an opportunity, not a chore, not a challenge, if you will.
Mm-hmm. So Kings got there again. How many times have we said this? How many times is it a play? They have their work cut out for them tonight against a really good team. No Domas, no Zach LaVine. Then, and it's none of our business, and I have no idea what it is. You just hope that it's something where he's able to come back to the team soon.
Yeah.
And whatever it is, that's way more important than basketball. But, obviously you hope that isn't something that takes him some time to deal with.
Yeah, don't want to speculate too much.
No, I have no idea.
Going on. I have no idea. Right. Zach is a hooper. I know, he would love to be here if possible. But, one thing that we've seen from Zach, and he said it the other day, he's bought into this group, Whitey. He said about Domas's injury, don't rush back. We got you covered. Now, the Kings, the other players got to have his back. We with you. And so hopefully that, gives them a little boost here as they get ready to play the Cavs tonight.
So is going really small an option for Coach Christie? We're back with that. More Drive Guys from the Golden One, Sacktown Sports.
It's March, and you're in luck because at Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, they're slam dunking the competition with unbeatable deals on overhead doors. Hey there, Jason Ross here, and whether you're upgrading your home just like we did or need a reliable, secure garage door, they've got the perfect match for you. And March is the perfect time for a fresh start. Take your home to the next level with high-quality doors that stand strong, look amazing, and are installed by trusted professionals. The winning results we got is more than we could have asked for, and you can do the same. So visit overheaddoorofsacramento.com today and check out their showroom as well. And when you do, mention me, Jason Ross, or Sacktown Sports, and find out about the $150 off a new garage door with the purchase of a garage door opener. Your dream door, just like us, is a click away. You can call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Free wellness, red light therapy, infrared, trim pod, cold plunge, halo therapy, sunbeds, and more. All free during Wellness Weekend at California Sun Wellness Spas. No sign-up required. Free at all California Sun Wellness Spa locations this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. CaliforniaSun.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get ready for the high-octane action. It's the 76th season opener at the Stockton 99 Speedway, March 29th. Watch the intense racing action as the Stockton Late Models, NorCal Mini Stocks, NorCal Legend Series, Pure Stocks, and Fast Car Solutions Mini Modifieds tear up the track. It's fast, it's thrilling, it's non-stop action you don't want to miss. Family-friendly fun, food, and excitement for everyone. Gates open at 5 p.m. Racing starts at 6. Stockton 99 Speedway, where speed and excitement come to life. March 29th. Be there for the 76th season opener. For tickets, visit Stockton99.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
One of the great things about doing this show from the arena for us is that we get to see players working out, which I always enjoy. It's too bad in baseball, fans could go watch batting practice.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll let you in as early as they used to. Here, we get to see the basketball equivalent of that. But I don't know that I've seen this drill before, Drapes. What do we have here?
What, the stick?
The paddle drill. Yeah.
That's, to act like you're going against taller defenders. De'Aaron Fox, as a matter of fact, this past offseason worked out with that all the time. I was talking to Luke Laux about it. He said every trainer that worked out with De'Aaron Fox, he made sure he had one of those paddles, sticks or whatever, just to and when De'Aaron would drive to the lane, you got to finish over the paddle stick. And so that was something De'Aaron worked on to challenge bigger defenders.
Yeah, it looks like a cricket bat almost,
Right,
but it's
yeah.
padded. And the coach is not only raising it up when the player that he's working at is shooting, but he's also using it to poke at the ball.
Yeah. When you got them long defenders, the Dyson Daniels type, those kind of people out there. And so, I thought that was interesting. I'm not sure. I can't tell who that is out there warming up, one of their young players. But it's you get a behind the scenes view of what players do to get ready.
Yeah, I remember I was 15 and I went to a Warriors game. We got there really, really early and watching the players shooting early. They weren't even in uniforms yet.
Okay.
They weren't even in practice gear. They didn't. I remember those guys don't miss anything.
Right. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. And we're going to try to get Brian Scalabrine on Monday.
Oh, great.
As the Celtics come to that. Did you see the video of him this past weekend?
Is that at Rucker Park?
Yeah, like in New York, and he was working over that dude and everything. Like, even the worst NBA player is still very, unbelievably good.
You just call Brian Scalabrine the worst player? Let's make sure we get that on record so when we talk to him.
I did.
Okay, I'll just check.
I'll say it to his face, Jay. I'll say it to his face. Yeah.
Yeah. That first
That's
foul.
true.
Very nice. Is going really small an option for Doug Christie tonight, for Coach Christie.
When you say really small, is that Trey Lyles? There's no choice. You got to at some point,
and hope that you're able to compromise their bigs, not by being bigger than them, but by making them guard in the open floor in ways they're not necessarily. Mobley can guard in the open floor a little bit, though.
Yeah. He's up for Defensive
really
Player
good.
of the Year.
Yeah.
He's in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, and he can switch off. Although, I don't know if anybody watched that game last night against the Clippers, and James Harden, we know, first ballot Hall of Famer, but he had Mobley on skates. I don't know if you saw the play, Jay or Whitey. He had that dude spinning around like a top and blew right past him. And so he can be got. He got last night, but he can be got.
All right, so they were pick and rolling him getting him into the action for Harden?
Yep, and Harden just bang, bang, bang.
All right.
Who do we have but do we have anybody that can get in their bag like that?
Malik.
Yes, I like that, Whitey. I like where you're thinking. Yep. This could be a nice little Malik.
King of the Kings.
Yeah. And let me ask you this, though, too. With Zach out, no Jake possibly, are we going to look to Malik to be more aggressive offensively and get him up a little bit more tonight?
Yeah.
And are we okay with that?
I think that's your smartest play.
Yeah.
And you just have to shoot the ball really well, I think.
Right. You got to knock them down.
This might be the night when they actually get to 53s.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it gives you probably your best chance.
Mm-hmm. And with those big guys, too, I don't know how much you want to be challenging Jared Allen and Evan Mobley at the rim. Maybe, and I wasn't in today's shoot-around film session, but maybe that's, what Doug is preaching. Get those shots up, penetrate and kick out. You may have some open looks. I mentioned earlier, they're middle of the pack when it comes to three-point defense.
Yeah. Spray threes. Touch the paint, spray threes. Back to the spray threes. Kyle Lang says just win the game in LTB. Manny, too legit. What's the update on Domas again? Where are we with Domas? That's secondary after everything else we found out today.
Yeah. Moderate right ankle sprain will be reevaluated in 10 days. They put it out late last night, around 9 o'clock or so, something like that.
Yeah.
The email came out. Shams also reported it as well. And so we're 10 days away from Domas being reevaluated, Whitey. So you're talking about the rest of this homestand and maybe that Orlando game on the trip, the opening game on the trip. You got Orlando and then Indiana. We might be talking about those two games also.
I guess the basketball gods, small G, as Coach Harbaugh used to say, I guess they just didn't want any part of Domas' plan, right? He gets his eye opened up early.
Right.
Comes back, it's like, no, you're not playing
right.
tonight.
It's like, didn't we try to show you and teach you with the eye? Sit down. Yeah, that was a rough game for him, man. It's like you go to the back, you get stitches, you come back, you're ready to go in the third quarter playing, and then bam, the awkward step, man. It was a rough night for him.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, hold up, real quick.
Yes, fire away.
Compio is saying who's going to Tom's Watch Bar tomorrow. I can't hype this up enough.
I'll be there.
This is a chance to come hang out with Alan Stiles and watch the game with him. Me and Whitey watch the games with the Drive guys. Like, this should be a family kind of affair where Kings fans, basketball fans, we congregate, we talk hoops.
Yeah.
And this going to be fun tomorrow. At first I was like, I don't know, man. But now I'm on board. No, exactly. Once Jose texted us the talent fee, I was like, I'm all in, big fella. Count me in. At first I was like,
team player right there.
Right.
This is like worlds collide. When do other than in studio, but out in public where people can come by and say hi. When do Alan and us and Game Night all broadcast from the same locale, open house style?
You know what?
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. And hopefully we get another chance because I got to order the Drive Guy shirt. Remember I showed you and Jay the prototype.
Yes.
The Drive Guy. They
Back
are coming.
in November.
Yeah, I know. I got it. No, nobody held my feet to the fire on that. I'm gonna print up some. Won't be here for tomorrow, obviously, but our next remote maybe in time for the Stockton Kings game next Wednesday.
Wow.
That we're going to be broadcasting live from.
That would be very nice.
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of the Stockton Kings, can you talk to somebody and just make sure the Kings just get Isaac Jones' contract? Just give him a regular NBA contract. Can we just do that?
Yeah. Let me think. What's our roster stand at right now? We still got one open spot, I believe.
He only has.
No, but we just signed Terry Taylor.
Yeah. To what, a 10-day?
Yeah, 10-day.
Yeah.
What's Isaac got left? How much he got left?
According to Styles and Ledbetter, he's got like 1 game of eligibility left.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's been active, 49 games? I haven't looked at the numbers. Wow. That's why, dang.
I mean, he can play a little bit.
Especially with Domas being hurt.
Well, there you go.
You know, maybe you might want to convert that to a standard contract. You're right about that. I hadn't thought about that, Whitey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you get a chance, I know you got a lot you're going on,
I've
and you
talked to
can't be
people.
going around telling, hey, Monty, I got an idea for you.
What's up with, yeah. And because you're not making any moves the rest of the season. You know, you're not doing anything in terms of a roster spot the rest of the season. And with Domas out, maybe the next 7 games.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You might need the big fella.
Yep. Now, as you mentioned, Tom's Watch Bar tomorrow. And people right now, many people working on their brackets.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to somebody's going to help us with the brackets, Jordan Cornett, coming up bottom of the hour here. But I was just checking ESPN.com. So just to summarize, 58 ESPN experts. So Jay Billis, Joe Lunardi, two guys that people that I haven't heard of. Maybe you've.
Who?
I mean, really, some people's like, I don't know who these people are, but the 58 experts. So they had a tie for the final winner. 22 analysts each selected Duke and Florida. These are the experts. 22 each selected Duke and Florida. Duke in the East, Florida in the West. That's a possible championship match. Houston was the only other team with double-figure votes, 10 votes from their 58 experts. Single votes for Arizona, Auburn, Maryland, and St. John's. So for what that's worth, the experts, with all said and done, and when people put the names on it, they like to be right.
Yeah.
Everyone likes to go, I called this for ESPN. So these people are trying. That's what we have. 22 each. Duke and Florida.
I do have Florida winning it. I filled out one bracket last night. I do have Florida winning it over Alabama. I got the 2 seed Alabama. Nobody talking about, but I got Alabama making it to the finals. Got Houston as well. I like St. John's, though. I do like St. John's.
Because that's because you're such a Patino guy.
Yeah. He got the boys balling, too. They're playing extremely well. And, they got some older guys on that roster, too, and I think that'll help them out. That's why I don't have Duke. I think Duke's going to make a nice run. They're going to be solid, but they're relying on Cooper Flagg, who's not 100%, some young players, freshmen. I'm going to go with the seasoned teams, the teams that are a little older.
I'll just say this. This isn't specific about any teams or players, but I remember when they started the first 4.
Yeah.
And everyone would call us the play-in.
Yeah.
And now it's like, no, and the NCAA has been hammering on the message. It's not the play-in. It's part of the tournament.
Yeah.
I like the first 4.
Did you see that Alabama State game last night? The way that
I saw the
highlights of it. Oh,
yeah.
Man, I'm down. And you got a blue blood like North Carolina playing it. It's not just all obscure teams that we've never heard of, And so I think they've done a good job of that. And the matchups have been good. And yesterday during the day, I'm like, the tournament is underway.
Right.
It's the tournament has begun, and we saw it with that Alabama State win. It's like, all right, this is March Madness. This is what you get excited for.
Yeah, and your Tar Heels proved a point last night, huh?
Man, my Tar Heels. I got to talk to Jawad Williams, assistant coach. Like, the question is, did they validate themselves? And I'm like, hell no. Your resume should not have gotten you in. But then, Jay, who was it? Like, did 6-12? What was it? Texas or somebody who finished 6-12?
Hey! Don't you talk about them Longhorns,
what
big
is
fella?
going on in the world?
Why are you going after Jay like that?
You can't even finish 500. That used to be the magic number. You had to finish 500 in your conference. Now they just letting anybody in.
Yeah. What if you had a committee to decide who the NBA playoff teams were?
I don't like that.
You wouldn't have one loss. You'd look at who's playing the best,
Right.
who they beat.
We get screwed every year. We would get, we'd be 82-0.
Right.
But
yeah. They just missed
Sacramento.
it.
Right.
First one's
that
out.
would be awful. Yeah, I couldn't. Lakers and Warriors would be 1 seeds and everything like that. Nah, no thanks. No thanks.
When we come back, more on the tournament, helping you fill out your brackets. Jordan Cornette, former Notre Dame forward, NBC sports analyst. He's also on the Golf Channel,
Is he really?
Yeah.
I got to holler at him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll help you fill out your brackets next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by California Sun.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Scattered clouds Thursday morning. Won't be quite as cold, with valley temperatures starting in the mid-40s, afternoon highs in the mid-60s with a light breeze. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal. When buying a new grill, every detail matters. For March, grab a $149 gift with purchase of every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill, including a pizza lover starter kit and much more. More March savings include up to $79 off Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel that boasts quality. See how Napoleon will help you achieve the perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today with your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
My wife was like, I want to go to Hawaii and I want to bring the kids. And I was like, whose kids?
Jim Gaffigan. Everything is wonderful.
I spent the entire time applying and reapplying sunscreen, which thankfully makes my skin whiter.
Jim Gaffigan. A night of all new material. Saturday, March 29th. The venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit thundervalleyresort.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopiers.com.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-961-5544. 800-961-5544.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came back to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPfest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPfest.com.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Drapes, I don't know about you, but when it comes to the brackets, I'm off the hook this year because neither my wife nor my daughter is filling out brackets at work. So usually they come to me like, hey, help me fill out my bracket.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to, but don't always get them right. And as you can imagine, sometimes there's some dissatisfaction there.
So this year they didn't do
off the hook.
No way.
Off the hook.
So you could just sit back and enjoy the game.
Right.
You don't have to worry about it.
A couple of years ago, I may have talked my wife out of picking a team she wanted to pick, and they may have won the national championship.
Oh man, dude, did you take her out for a nice dinner or something? Buy her some flowers or something, dude, to make up for that? Dang.
Yeah, it was a couple years ago. We're pretty much over it.
All right.
As far as your brackets go, we'll get you the help you need now. Nice enough to join us, former forward at Notre Dame, NBC sports analyst, and Golf Channel host Jordan Cornette with us. How are you today, Jordan?
Guys, thanks for having me on. Best time of the year. Bracket time, baby.
Do you, I know you played, you obviously, you probably do very well in your brackets, but is there ever a sense when a pick of yours doesn't go the way you'd want? Do you hear from family or friends or fans who just say, oh, I thought you were supposed to know everything? Did people kind of treat you unfairly in that front, Jordan?
Yeah, you know, it's so funny you mention that because it is the unforgotten piece of having the role I have in college basketball. Is I try to be, very out there with helping people. Whoever asks, I help them with my bracket. People I know, people I really know, people I don't know very well, people on social media. And I try to make sure everyone can get something that I've been immersed in for the last 3 or 4 months and try to apply what I know to it. And exactly that. If I get them wrong, they're like, well, what are you talking? I imagine it's like how gambling, air quotes, expert feels like. Like, it's just our job.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's a guarantee of these things. If there were, my house would be a lot bigger than it is right now.
All right. Jordan, definitely, man, we're looking forward to tomorrow, obviously. The tournament is already underway, but tomorrow the first full slate of games. Before we talk about that, though, how about North Carolina last night? There's the chatter. See, North Carolina deserved to be in because they got to win. How do you feel about that?
Well, hell no, they didn't belong to be in. Whether they win or not, whether they go on a run or not. Like, yeah, I mean, teams can win games. San Diego State is also a shell of what they've been the last few seasons. So to judge Carolina on, well, they just blew out San Diego State. They clearly belong. It's not about what they even do in the tournament right now. It's, well, we'll never know what Indiana could do. We'll never know what West Virginia could do. But I'm also my wife gets annoyed when I say this. I call balls and strikes. So, like, the other part, she's rolling her eyes and she sits on the other side of the room here with me in a hotel in Providence. I'm up here doing radio for Westwood One for the games. But I say that all the time. And what I'd say to Indiana or West Virginia that didn't make it in is, you know what? Win more games. Like, you also can't be upset that you were left out You had ample opportunity down the stretch, West Virginia and in Indiana, and you didn't get it done. So Carolina's in. They're making the most of their opportunity. And Carolina is positioned in an interesting place now because now they've got a game under their belt. They've got a little bit of a rhythm. Some of these teams in this tournament have lost early in their conference tournament, have gone far in their conference tournament, and they're in a different headspace where this is just rhythm basketball now for Carolina, who's got a second life and just letting it fly. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with this, given this opportunity that they were blessed with, because they were blessed with a capital B.
Catching up with Jordan Cornette, NBC sports analyst. Jordan, which teams are playing their best basketball right now, and how important is that when trying to figure out who's going to play well in the tournament?
Florida is playing the best basketball of their season right now. I was down there at the SEC tournament in Nashville. Again, it kind of starts as a carve-out with my NBC contract doing the Westwood One Radio. I do a postseason tournament into the big dance. And for the second straight year, I did the SEC championship semis and finals. And watching Florida, this is not hyperbole. Well, it's not hyperbole. Even technically, it's not hyperbole. But they reminded me of UConn last year as an English major. I was like, hyperbole is not the word. They remind me of last year's UConn team in terms of how dominant this group has looked. Are they UConn from last year? No, but they're not far off. If Florida was in the field last year, a Florida and UConn from a year ago or 2 years ago would have been an incredible watch because this Florida team is loaded. Defensively, they can gamble because they funnel it down to 6'10", 6'11", 7 feet. They got a deep front line. They got an athletic front line that runs the floor, rim runs, can step out to their matchup nightmares, and their wings are incredible. Oh, by the way, Walter Clayton is the first team All-American in that proud program's history. They are loaded everywhere. They are deep. They've got a great coach in Coach Todd Golden. They're the most dangerous team. They're my national champion. Hate to bury the lead, fellas.
Nah, it's all good, man. I got them on my top of the list as well, hanging the trophy, raising the banner. Jordan, when you look at, one team that I like, and we were talking about it last segment, I'm a Rick Pitino guy, St. John's and what they've been able to do. How serious of a threat are they?
St. John's is super serious. And guys, I mentioned earlier, I'm in that Providence region to do the Westwood game. So I'll get St. John's tomorrow night as they take on an Omaha team that's in their first berth in the tournament in program history. A young D1 program, but Coach Crutchfield with Omaha has done great things. Unfortunately, not so great being matched up with the grown men of St. John's. Had a chance to cover them heavily with NBC as we had the Big East package and saw a lot of St. John's. And how St. John's wins is they are loaded defensively. They've got grown men. And I say this all the time, and it's not lazy analysis. They go hoop. They just play basketball. They don't shoot it particularly well, but if they get hot, they're unstoppable if they're hitting the three. But they just go and take the basketball. They bully you. They're up in you. They pressure you. They're the most well-conditioned team in basketball, and their brand of basketball travels in the postseason because if they go cold from shooting, they've got the antidote, and it's effort, energy, and motor, and leading with defense, and that is undefeated.
All right, Jordan Cornette, as you said, you like to help people out with their brackets. We have people listening right now who aren't sure yet how they're going to fill out their brackets. So if I may, do you see any day one upsets looming that have really caught your attention?
So Drake is a sexy one that a lot of people are picking. It's just because I think Mizzou's overvalued out of that SEC, and Drake plays a deliberate style. They let it fly. They spread you out. They can switch everything. They're a fundamentally sound group. I like Drake as that 11 seed coming out of there. I will tell you guys this, there's not a ton of upsets I have in the first round this year. I think Yale gets it done over Texas A&M. Yale's backcourt is a Power 5 backcourt. Mbang, along with Pupolitas, I think I'm pronouncing that right, the Greek kid, the lefty from Yale, those two guys are bucket getters. They've got enough size to play with Texas A&M, but most importantly, they won't be bothered by the defensive pressure of the Aggies. This team is built to win in March. Coach James Jones always has them knocking on the doorstep. Remember what they did to Auburn last year? A lot of those pieces return this year.
Hey, Jordan, when I look at the landscape of college basketball, the portal, NIL, and all that, how do you think that's impacted the NCAA tournament? Is it hard for teams to come together when they've had so much turnover and come together, or should we be looking at teams that have some upperclassmen that have been there a few years?
Continuity is always great, and it's a great question. But by this point in the season, teams are who they are. And if they've gotten here, that means they've been playing some pretty sound basketball. They've been winning. So I do think you got to kind of throw that out the door because teams are congealed right now. Teams are connected. They are who they are at this point. Now, what I look at is what's an identity. When I'm picking a team, do they have an identity? Are they just going to be searching in the tournament? Because it gets turbulent. Nerves run high. It's elimination basketball. Guys get outside of themselves. So I do want older guys. I do want a group that, when it's turbulent, can fall into what their identity is. And I do need guard play. Guard play in terms of, okay, it's getting chaotic. I need somebody that's closer. ABC, Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross. Who's going to go get us a bucket? Coffees for closers. Who's that guy? And the teams that I like to go far possess players like that on the roster.
Jordan, so just to conclude here, you mentioned how much you like Florida. Is that the team that you think is most likely to win it all?
Yeah, I got Florida winning the whole thing, no question. I do think in my Final Four, I believe it's a Big Ten SEC Final Four. Michigan State, the reason I can't win it all is because they don't have that closer. But Michigan is, I'm in the lobby of the hotel. A lot of craziness going on here.
No worries.
So I apologize for the noise in the background. But I got a Big Ten SEC Final Four. Michigan State doesn't have the closer that I think you need to win a national championship. But their identity is fast break basketball. They defend beyond the arc and inside the arc. So I like them there. Wisconsin, I just like their pass. I think it's a very gettable pass out of the East for Wisconsin. They're playing great basketball. John Tonje is one of the ultimate scorers. He's a 25-year-old guy who's played a lot of basketball. He's a sixth-year guy. Big Ten, he should have been player of the year, but he's a first-team guy. I also have Tennessee. Zakai Ziegler is the best point guard in this tournament. SEC Defensive Player of the Year, irritant, disruptor. And then I've got Florida. Ultimately, I got Florida and Tennessee in an all-SEC title game. What's been a historic year for the SEC, 14 teams dancing out of the SEC. They play the best brand of basketball. All-SEC championship, Florida gets it done on the back of Walter Clayton and that deep, deep, deep front line.
How about that? Jordan, we know you're very busy right now with all your prep. Thanks so much for making time for us and working us into your schedule. We'd love to talk to you again very soon if that works for you. So thanks and enjoy the tournament.
Here's the only caveat. I will 100% get back on, but if my first few days don't go as planned and a lot of your viewers start hitting me up, hating on me, guys, I'm out. I'm out.
What? Come on, man. Yeah, I thought you was ready for that smoke. Come on now.
That won't happen. That won't happen.
I'm built for it, man. I got a wife that berates me every day. I'm used to the hate. I'm good. I'm built for this. I'll be fine.
Right.
I'm love to come back on, boys.
Thank you, Jordan. Oh, that'd be
All
great.
right, man.
That'd
All
be
right,
great.
Jordan.
We appreciate it. That's Jordan Cornette, NBC sports analyst. Didn't get into any golf. Pardon me.
I know, right? You dominated the interview there, big fella. You know,
it's time for the madness.
Dude, my boy Rory McIlroy just won the Players. My guy,
chicken wing in my 5-iron. No, we don't have time for that. When we come back, we do have time for this. Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz.
Oh,
yeah.
Time to dominate.
Yeah, it's next here at the Drive Guys from the Golden One Center on Sacktown Sports.
Tonight, Kings and Cavs. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Meanwhile at Xfinity. Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered the fastest connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speed vary, not guaranteed.
You know, when you're trying to figure out who's going to win what in the tournament, it's important to look, among other things, at who has the best closer. Because when it's all on the line, you need a big-time closer. Also has to be true when it comes to your garage door. That's why I proudly recommend National Garage Door. Whitey Gleason here for National Garage Door. Whether you're looking to repair an existing door or get a brand new one installed, or maybe you're not sure what's wrong with your garage door, you need National Garage Door. Family owned and operated. They've been around since 1974 because service is their number one priority. National Garage Door are the region's BSC, the broken spring experts. Styles, prices, quality of the new doors. It's something to behold. You'll be amazed. Our garage door made it clear that it was time to do something about it, made some seriously screeching dinosaur noises. So Kevin from National Garage Door came out and he said, I think we could put this one back together here. And patching it up was an option, but we went with the new garage door. And we're very excited about that. Pretty happy with the choice that we made. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. So if you have garage door needs, the old one's coming apart, you're looking to improve your curb appeal, or as I say, something's wrong with the garage door, you're not sure what, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch. Be your closer. 638-4554. That's 916-638-4554. And that is National Garage Door.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Kyle Draper. I still remember the first car I ever owned. It was sweet. It was cherry red, but it didn't quite run the way that I wanted. It would make a funny sound like something like that when I was driving, and eventually I had to get rid of it. But I tell you what, I wish I knew the fine people at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton back then. Their service department is first class, and they accept most extended warranties no matter where you purchase your vehicle. Their service department, those technicians out there, they're super experienced, more than 224 years. Plus, they treat you fairly. The price is fair. They treat you like your family. So schedule your service today at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. It's just a short drive right off I-5, or of course, you can go online anytime at mbfstockton.com to schedule your service today and tell them Drape sent you.
Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event ends soon. Versatile, dynamic, and built for anything. Toyota SUVs are always up for adventure. The only question is, where to? Right now, get low financing on 2025 RAV4. Or shop Toyota's unbeatable lineup of hybrid SUVs like Grand Highlander Hybrid, RAV4 Hybrid, Toyota Crown Signia, and Land Cruiser. Hurry in. It's the final days of Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Offers end 3/31/25.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Well, I wish we had some good Kings news for you, but we don't. Here's Kyle Draper.
Yeah, just got the up-to-date injury report. Jake LaRavia also out tonight with an illness. So no Zach, no Domas, and no Jake LaRavia tonight against the best team in the NBA.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Kyle Draper with the call.
Yes.
I know it's very discouraging, but to me, where the Kings are right now, as long as Domas is able to come back, hopefully sooner rather than later. Hope Zach LaVine, whatever he's dealing with, and I have no idea. Hopefully it's something he can resolve quickly, and Jake LaRavia, if he's sick, should be back soon. This is not like they have to win tonight. We'd love for them to win and put on a winning streak together, put a winning streak together, challenge the Clippers, but that's looking less and less likely. So not to say, oh, well, whatever, it doesn't matter. But losing this game would not be a disaster.
No, not at all. And here's the thing, too. We're at a point where you got to win the games you're supposed to win. This game tonight, on paper, down 3 rotation guys, key rotation guys, it's an uphill climb. We know that. But when I look at where you are versus, let's say, where Phoenix is, Phoenix got the toughest schedule in the league. You want to know how tough Phoenix schedule is, Whitey? You've been to Tankathon. You've been to this site, right?
I have, yes.
They have a column with the toughest opponents,
right,
and a column with the easiest opponents. In their toughest opponents column, they got 6 teams: OKC, Cleveland, Boston twice, Knicks, Rockets, and Warriors. In their easiest opponents column,
you don't see a lot over there.
2 teams. Basically, they got 2 teams under 500 probably. And so they got an uphill climb. We know Dallas is banged up right now. And so to your point, this game is not the end-all, be-all of your season. You still got tomorrow. You still got some winnable games. And I've said before, get through this rough stretch. This home stretch is tough, no doubt.
Yeah.
Boston and OKC. But then things lighten up after that, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're talking about Washington you play. Orlando, who you could beat, Indiana, teams that you can beat, just strictly on paper. And so it's not the end all be all tonight.
Right. If you win tonight, obviously that'd be huge. Now, if you get ahead of myself, if you didn't emerge victorious tomorrow, that one would sting a little bit, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because I go back to Tankathon.
Yeah.
In their easiest opponents column, you got the Bulls listed there. So the team we play tomorrow, a team we wrap up the homestand with next week, Portland also listed. And so to your point, and you know what? And I know we got the way back quiz, and coming up at 5, I want to get into this with you. I said 4-3 at worst on this homestand. I may have to amend that, Whitey, with all the injuries now and everything like that. Got to see what Zach is up to, Jake LaRavia. But I got to think this team has a chance at worst to go 4-3 on this homestand.
All right.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
We will get into that right now. It's time for Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz for March the 19th. It's brought to you by Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. And do we have a champion right now?
Me. Oh, no, Ramsey got me last time, right?
Wait, and Ramsey talking head back here, too. I just want you to know.
He should not be a part of this. I'm defending champ. Come on, Ramsey.
I'm just letting you know, man. He said you was winning about something, and you was the one that got that ass tapped last time.
Watch your language there.
I'm just telling you how he said it. That's all. That's how he said it. So I just wanted you to know before we move forward, just in case you want to get back. That's all. Just throwing it out there.
I'm taking on all comers. You, Ramsey.
No, you ain't taking on me, man. You ain't taking on me.
You won the last time you played Jay head to head, so you still get to go first today.
Yeah,
that's not true.
Here are the categories.
Did he? I beat you, Jay.
I thought we tied last time.
You all last week. Nah. That was the second time. I was skunky.
Here's what we got.
Let me slap you around real quick.
This date, what year in college basketball? This date, what year in baseball? 1961. 1973, 1981, and 2019.
College basketball dating, man.
This date, what year in college basketball?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so you can hear it. Decide if you want to go first or let Jay go first. This date, what year college basketball? USF beats LaSalle for the national title. Bill Russell is named the tournament's outstanding player.
Ooh.
On this
I'm going to
day.
let Jay go first. I got an idea, but I'm going to let Jay
1956.
University of San Francisco. 1956.
I thought I hit it.
Now you're very close. You're very, very close. I'm gonna go 57.
1955.
I thought I hit it.
55 or 57. Nice one, Jay. Nice one.
Yeah, good guess. Right
I
there,
thought Jay was gonna be like 1963.
Nah. Come on, man. You ain't playing. This ain't the high flyer over here now.
All right, Jay, you got the 1-0 lead. You're up. This day, what year in baseball? 1961, 1973, 1981, 2019.
1981.
1981. It's a closest to, Jay.
Of course it is.
Would you like Draper to go first,
course.
Mr. Draper? All right. Drapes this date, 1981. Danny Ainge.
Oh, my God.
Goes coast to coast with 2 seconds left to give BYU an upset win over Notre Dame in the tournament. Ainge would play 86 games for Toronto that season before retiring from baseball and joining the Celtics. What was his batting average in 86 games with the Toronto Blue Jays?
I mean, come on, Whitey. Come on. What are we doing here, man?
What was his batting average before he retired and said, I'm going to join the Celtics and make history?
244.
244? Jay?
Man, I want to say he was in
Jay, you don't know this. Come on.
Okay,
Danny.
maybe. I'm going 245 because I think he hit like 250, 260.
187.
Dang.
There you go.
187. That's why I
That's
retired.
terrible. No wonder you retired, family.
I know, right?
187. 1-1.
Yeah.
It was either going to be something terrible.
Yeah. This day, what year in baseball? 1961, 1973, 2019.
2019.
2019. Who becomes on this day, 2019, the first player to score 30 or more points against all 29 opponents in a single season? Had never happened before. He did it this day, 2019. James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Trae Young.
James Harden.
That is correct.
That's right.
James Harden.
I
That's
thought it was a trick question.
Yeah, I was
like,
right.
Hold up now.
Nah,
This is a
that
trick
was
question.
right.
2-1. Jay, you're up. Trying to tie it up. This year, what year in baseball? 1961, 1973.
1973.
1973. All right. It's the closest to, Jay.
Go ahead and let Drake jump on that.
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Draper. Lakers beat the Warriors by a then record 63 points, 162-99. What is the current NBA record for largest margin of victory set by Memphis against OKC in 2021? Hello, G-Man, sir.
G-Man, what's up?
How are you, sir?
What was the, I'm sorry.
That's all right. This date, 73. Lakers beat the Warriors by 63 points, which was the record. What is the current NBA record for largest margin of victory? How many points?
74.
74? What do you think, Jay?
75.
73.
Oh!
Got him, Jay.
Dang.
We were.
I was going to say 72.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, so Drape's up 3-1.
No. Let me come get him now. Let me come get him.
All right, so actually it's you, Drapes.
Is it
Your
me?
turn.
Okay,
Yeah.
what's our
This day, what year in baseball? 1961.
61.
1961.
Jackie Robinson.
What team announces this day, 1961, that a rookie will take over left field from their longtime star who has retired, with both the retired player and the rookie who replaced him ending up in the Hall of Fame? What team? This date, 1961. Announces a rookie takes over in left field for the longtime star who retired. Both the retired player and the rookie who replaced him end up in the Hall of Fame. Yankees, Cardinals, Red Sox.
Say the question again. Like the rookie replaced
this team in 1961 said, this is our new left fielder.
Left field. Okay.
Yeah, this rookie, he's replacing our longtime star. The rookie and the longtime star who retired, they're both in the Hall of Fame.
And give me the teams again. I'm sorry.
Yankees, Cardinals, Red Sox. No need to apologize.
Red Sox.
Red Sox. Do you know the players?
No, I don't.
Carl Yastrzemski.
And
Ted Williams.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Ted
It is the
Williams.
Red Sox.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah,
You made it
okay.
you made it
Jay.
too easy when you gave him the teams. I was like, oh, you don't give him the
No,
teams.
you got, that's what he does. Multiple
Yeah, but
choice.
you're not. That's
what
too
we do.
easy.
Ah,
Ted Williams was
Tell Drake we have
retiring,
to win
man.
today.
That's weak. I mean, I'm gonna challenge that one.
Dude,
Okay.
this was a 16 versus a 1 seed today, big fella.
Nah,
I
that wasn't
smoked
big
you
fella.
today,
You didn't
Jay.
smoke nobody.
Woo.
I gave you one on
And
it.
what do you want to talk about when we get back here? The homestand? Expectations?
Yeah,
for this
expectations
homestand?
for the homestand.
All right.
I thought 4-3. This is before the Levine and LaRavia news. I thought at worst 4-3 for the Celtics.
Yeah, we'll see. How do the Kings find their way through some rough news today? That's next from the Golden One on Sackdown Sports.
Following is furnished by Excel Media Pros. Are you battling drug or alcohol addiction? Call Rehabs America for a free consultation. Drugs and alcohol can destroy your life. Our program offers a complete medical detox plus inpatient drug and alcohol treatment. Your insurance may cover 100% of treatment. Many have already completed our program and are living substance-free lives. Call for your free consultation now. Connect with one of our qualified treatment specialists. It's time to take back your freedom with Rehabs America. Hope is one free phone call away. Today is the day to take back control of your life and live it free from the chains of addiction. Call for a free consultation now. The call is free, the consultation is free, and your insurance may cover 100% of your treatment. Don't miss this opportunity to get your life back. 800-375-1159. That's 800-375-1159. Don't wait. Help is here. Our dedicated, friendly staff is here to answer all your questions now. Call 800-375-1159. That's 800-375-1159.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, it's Ram Truck Month. The sales event's going on right now, and I know that means heavy discounts.
It's not just a discount. It's big discounts on hard-to-find Ram heavy duties. Right now, save up to $16,000 off MSRP on remaining new 2024 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties. When you need a hard-to-find truck, Hoblet has it, with over 500 new Rams available.
Just one of the many reasons Hoblet always ranks as one of the biggest and best Ram dealers in all of America.
And we are proud of that. But we don't just sell Rams. You have to check out the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with 200 vehicles available and 30 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
16,000 total net savings after 71.29 factory rebates and 88.71 dealer discounts. Rebates include 500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders and 66.29 West BC standalone 10% below MSRP. 5 vehicles at this net savings. Sample VIN 316786. Not everyone will qualify for all rebates. See dealer for details.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. SubcontractorsUnited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. When buying a new grill, every detail matters. For March, grab a $149 gift with purchase of every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill, including a pizza lover starter kit and much more. More March savings include up to $79 off Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel that boasts quality. See how Napoleon will help you achieve the perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today with your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Get in on the action at Sky River Casino. With over 80 table games, the hottest slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room, you'll enjoy a casino experience on a whole new level. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get ready for the high-octane action. It's the 76th season opener at the Stockton 99 Speedway, March 29th. Watch the intense racing action as the Stockton Late Models, NorCal Mini Stocks, NorCal Legend Series, Pure Stocks, and Fast Car Solutions Mini Modifieds tear up the track. It's fast, it's thrilling, it's non-stop action you don't want to miss. Family-friendly fun, food, and excitement for everyone. Gates open at 5 p.m. Racing starts at 6. Stockton 99 Speedway, where speed and excitement come to life. March 29th. Be there for the 76th season opener. For tickets, visit Stockton99.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Live and local from the Golden One Center, getting ready for the Kings and Cavs, of course. In about 5:15, we'll be eavesdropping on Doug Christie's pregame session with the media. Doug's got a lot to address. Coach Christie has a lot to address, Drapes, with today's bad news involving, of course, we know no Domas, no Zach LaVine tonight, personal reasons, no Jake LaRavia, right? Illness.
Yeah, and think about it with Zach, and thoughts out to him, whatever he's dealing with. But it got to be something because you got Chicago tomorrow too, and he wants to go against Chicago, and we'll see if he can get back in time and is playing tomorrow. But like you said, Doug Christie hopefully will shed some light on the availability of those two guys going forward after tonight.
Yeah. Don't you think someone, as they should, will ask him, so how are you going to deal with that tonight? But Coach Christie being a coach, he's not going to tell everybody what he's going to do, right?
Exactly. Kenny Atkinson in the back listening. Oh, yeah, we're going to start this guy and run this play, and, we're not going to do this anymore. No, he's not going. He's going to play up close to the vest, hold his cards close to his vest. There.
You know who was notorious for that type of thing when he was here was Coach Yeager, and I think he drove your partner Katie crazy because he wouldn't tell anybody anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she would probably, because you want to know.
Yeah, of course.
Preparing and everything. You just got to wait like everybody else. So.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, who's starting tonight? Doug won't tell us coming up in a minute. Just got to wait and see.
Right. So I know you're excited about the call tonight. Where are you now with this Kings homestand? So many things changing so quickly and so many moving parts.
I'm still thinking 4-3, Whitey, at worst. Because here's why. You got a tough one the other night against Memphis.
Got that one in the bank.
In the bank.
Yeah.
You got Chicago, which record-wise you should beat. Nothing's easy. We understand that. You got to actually play the game.
Sure.
You should be. You got Portland at the end. I know Portland always plays you tough, but you're at home. You're playing for something right now. You got to win that game. So that's 3 wins right there. I need one of Milwaukee tonight, Boston, and OKC. Is that asking too much, Whitey?
Not asking too much.
One win against one of those teams. That's what I'm talking. Mm-hmm. That's why I said 4-3. They go 4-3. It is what it is. I think that's a solid homestand in the hardest, most difficult portion of your schedule.
Yeah, I wouldn't assume it's going to happen, but it's certainly doable. The Bucks, and I know they're dealing with Bobby Portis's suspension and some things. They don't look very good.
Oh, they really right now. They did not put up a fight last night against Golden State, and they still got Giannis and Dame, but something's not clicking. They got your boy Kyle Kuzma with the team as well, but something's not clicking with them right now. And so why isn't that a 50-50 or a 60-40 in our favor kind of game,
So tonight you could absorb this, especially being shorthanded. Tomorrow night would hurt, but, one game at a time here. One more thing here about Domas. I know we touched on this earlier. Domas now, if he is out 10 days, that would be 6 games he would miss. And he may miss more than that, but if he misses 6 games, that would mean he's already in real danger of falling short of the 65 games played minimum for award eligibility. And maybe it doesn't matter to him. Bless him if it doesn't. It's just a bad rule, Drapes.
It is, and because, we're seeing it affect a lot of star players. Luka's not going to be up there in awards. We'll see what happens with Domas. Excuse me. There was somebody else, too, that just, a week or two ago, maybe it's not Randall. It was somebody else who was out, just a few games. I think Steph Curry's sort of on it, too, on the bubble a little bit. And so, yeah, it's a dumb rule, man. And, it was designed to sort of fight load management, if you will. But I think it's having the opposite effect where you got guys now playing more hurt. And probably when they do need real rest or regular, like, for instance, Whitey. So you telling me if I play 64 games at a high level MVP up because you didn't play one more game,
yes.
It just doesn't make sense.
That's a great point, but that's exactly what they're saying. Yeah, so if Domas misses 6 games, he'd be 9 shy of the 65 he needs to play with 9 to go because Monday's game did not count because he didn't play 20 minutes, so he gets no credit for a game played, at least in terms of qualifying for the awards. The Houston game also, where he got injured early on. As far as qualifying for the awards, he did not play in that game. So
let me flip it here.
It's just stupid.
Let me flip it here, though. Are the players to blame, though? Because we didn't have to do this back in the old days. Players played hurt. Is it the players? Is it the agents? Is it the training staff? And did you think it was a problem that needed to be addressed? They just came up with the wrong solution to the problem.
I think it was a heavy-handed solution. Players used to play all the time, whether they were hurt or not, and we used to love it, right?
Yeah.
And I know there's, people that were in the league that will tell you, no, it was great. It was better then. But who's to say that was smarter? Like you said, last year, and we talked to Anthony Slater about this, you had Tyrese Halliburton trying to play through a hamstring injury because he wanted to get the 65 games played. So he was playing with an injured hamstring, and he didn't play very well. That damages the product.
Right. It damages the product, to your point.
That I'm paying money to see.
Right. And I look at it like this, too. And I've gone on record, and I'll say it time and time again. Guys are playing longer than before.
Oh, yeah.
Many more years. Would you rather have 20 years of your star player at 60 games, 63 games, or 12 years at 82? Like, think about it like that. Guys are playing longer, and I don't know if that's because of load management or managing their bodies, whatever it is. But the fact is, careers last longer. Those guys that we talk about back in the day playing hurt, how about this, Whitey? Maybe they shouldn't have played hurt. Their career would have been longer.
You don't know. It's possible that without load management, which, by the way, I think the Lakers invented the term, it's possible that LeBron would not still be playing.
Right.
I don't know that.
Right.
You can sit there and go, you don't know that? I don't, but it's possible. So anyway, I think it was a heavy-handed rule enacted by the NBA because they had the TV contract coming up. They were trying to do whatever they could to avoid nationally televised games where guys didn't show up.
Yeah.
Bottom line, as Slate's told us, he said, well, they brought it back for a second year, so there's no indication the NBA is going to change that rule. It's unfortunate.
But here's the other issue with the rule. Now you got guys who are having perhaps subpar below all NBA seasons, but because they reached the threshold, now they get boosted up.
Just leave it up to the voters.
Right. Leave it up to the voters. If that's part of your criteria,
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah. I just think, like we're going to have somebody all NBA that probably a good player, but should they really be all NBA?
Yeah.
There's I need to look at Steph Curry's games played, Whitey, because I thought he was one of the guys that was coming up on the.
Well, he didn't play, as you know, he didn't play last.
Yeah,
night.
Didn't play. Now he's at 59. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. But it's not right, man. There's so many levels to this where it could go wrong. The injury situation, maybe you got guys that aren't deserving. Just because they play one more game, they're more deserving. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So Domas, maybe he doesn't care, but, it is a big deal for the organization. So if he is ineligible because he doesn't end up playing enough games, that would be too bad. But obviously the Kings have bigger concerns right now.
Yeah. How about this too, real quick, Whitey? I think the player I was thinking of, LeBron James.
Oh, okay.
He's out at least another weekend. He's at 58. You know what I mean? He's getting pretty close to, at maximum playing 70 games, let's say. He misses 5 or 6 more.
He's having a great season.
Yeah, and he's having a fantastic all NBA caliber season. And so, it just doesn't make sense. Sorry to cut you off.
No. I think we're on the same page there.
Yeah.
Doug Christie should be coming up. We're going to join his pregame media conference when that gets underway. It looks like the Kings have a chance tonight. It looks like going to be difficult. The Cavaliers are fully focused on the Kings, you would figure, because they've actually lost 2 in a row, which is very rare for them.
Yeah.
You're going to have to, I would think the number one thing you have to do is just make a lot of shots tonight. Now, you want to do that every game, but tonight to have a chance to win, to me, I think that's required.
Home cooking. You're in front of your home rims here. You're in front of your home crowd. I mentioned earlier this Cleveland defense, solid, but not like they're OKC or something. So I think the 3-ball will be there, and their legs should be kind of tired.
Right.
You know what I mean? They played. Think about it too, like this for Cleveland, Whitey. They lost to Orlando Sunday at home, hopped on a plane out to the West Coast, lost to the Clippers yesterday. And now, so they're in 3 games in 4 nights, bi-coastal.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they should be a little fatigued out here tonight.
Yeah, so push the pace. If there was ever a night where the Kings were actually going to get up 53s, this might be the night. Right?
Yeah, yep. And think about it like this, too. No Zach, no Jake, no Domas. You know what that means?
It means that guy right there is going to have a big night.
Who you talking? Keegan?
Yes.
But not only Keegan, somebody else who hasn't been getting minutes should have fresh legs and should be able to, you know what? If you come out, if Doug McDermott plays, I need Doug McDermott at 110%. If Markelle Fultz plays, Markelle, I need you out there. Tasmanian Devil, our guy Devin Carter, I need him playing at, this is the kind of game where energy should not be an issue for our team.
Right. And hopefully Jonas Valanciunas has a night
Yeah.
somewhat approximating what Ivica Zubac did for the Clippers against the Cavaliers last night. But make no mistake, it's going to be tough tonight.
If JV gets 28 and 20, we're winning.
All right.
I mark that down. You know what? If he gets, give me a 20 points, 13 rebounds, we're winning.
Okay.
Because that means he's being effective against their bigs, you know? And then I expect Malik to do his thing. I expect DeMar to do his thing. No, I'm with you, man. I think
and Malik, you said.
And Malik, yeah,
Malik,
yeah. And Keon, we're going to need your offense tonight, Keon. You know what I mean? Can't just be locking people down. You know, I need some scoring too. Knock down 3 or 4 threes tonight.
Then you got the Bulls tomorrow night with Kevin Herterer returning.
Oh,
the Golden One
game. Yeah. I actually like the Bulls team. I like some of, I'm a Josh Giddey guy in terms of his play. I think he's been playing lights out, even though he's banged up right now. Bulls got some nice young. Kobe White seems like he always puts up about 40 on us.
Yeah.
Him and Io DeSumo, and so I'm on the call for that one too tomorrow.
Oh, good,
night.
good,
yeah,
good.
Looking forward to that, man.
Yeah. Remember when they were here last year? That's when DeMar DeRozan had the big fourth quarter, huh? The Bulls came from behind.
Yeah, 19 in the fourth, I think, or something like that.
And he said when he did his media conference right out there, when he signed with the Kings, like you mentioned that night, and how important it was for him because he knew Fox had been the clutch player of the year before, and he wanted to show that he was worthy of the consideration for that honor as well.
Yeah, exactly. And, he's going to look to go off tomorrow night. So we got to start tonight. Like, give this fan base something to be fired up about. Come out here, good effort, and then back it up tomorrow. So
Drapes, it's just, to me, it's kind of an odd part of the season because we've been looking, every night for the last couple of weeks, if not the last couple of months. How'd this team do? How'd that team do? Where does that put us? And now it's like, well, we probably know where you're going to be. There's that separation above you. There's a little separation behind you. Can't take anything for granted. Still got to take care of your business. But it's just changed a little bit. I missed that. Ooh, how'd the Clippers do?
Yeah, exactly.
How'd Minnesota do?
Minnesota. Like, I wish we were still, in position for that 6 seed. Remember,
Right.
we were like 4 teams separated by half a game or a game or something.
Yeah.
That was exciting, man. And so we didn't handle our business. And think about it, Whitey. We lost 4 in a row. Just like that, the complexion of it changed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a 4-game losing streak took us out of the 6th spot to, all right, let's at least lock in the 9 right now.
Yeah. That can change if you go on a winning streak. You can get some of that back.
Yeah.
And things change just as quickly. It's just going to be hard, obviously, when you're shorthanded, B, with the schedule coming up.
Yeah. I look at it, you're not supposed to win some of these games. Other teams have difficult schedules, Clippers, Phoenix. And so, to your point you said earlier, you got to go into the postseason playing whatever that is, playing the right kind of basketball, playing the right way.
Yep. Let's see what.
Yeah.
Here's Doug Christie meeting with the media downstairs.
And Levine are both out as well. Just how do you try to piece this thing together, next man up mentality?
Yeah. We got players who are chomping at the bit to play. So the opportunity presents itself. I believe in all of them. Unfortunate, but when the opportunity presents itself, that's why we're a team. This isn't an individual sport, it's a team sport. So we come together as a team, and that will be the goal this evening.
Doug, do you have any idea whether Zach or Jake will be available tomorrow?
I'm hoping so. I know my head might look like a crystal ball, but it is not, Jace. But yeah, I got my fingers crossed for that for sure.
With no Domas, how much do you still just try to run the same things compared to have to, change what you do stylistically with him out?
Domas is a special player. So you can run the same stuff, but it's just a little different because of what he brings to the game. So we stay in our sets. We'll look for other options and different things, but for the most part, it's a simple game, man. It's simple, like drive, kick, swing. You want to create an advantage, keep the advantage. Don't turn the damn ball over. Make sure that you're sharing the basketball with your teammates, and play with an extreme amount of joy.
Doug, when you look at what the Cleveland has been able to accomplish this year, what's maybe jumped out to you about how much they've changed since last year?
I think that watching them and looking similar to what I just said, the joy that they play with, I'm watching on their bench when they make a play. For me, I always look at stuff like that because I think it symbolizes like what you're about. Because if you're not happy for your teammates, and they are all extremely happy, it doesn't matter if it's a starter, it doesn't matter if it's a reserve, last guy on the bench, it doesn't matter. I will probably look also at their ball movement and body movement. It looks at a really, really high level. And then I will say the selflessness of their superstars, I think, jumps out at me. Donovan isn't really caring if he gets 36. He's probably even more happy when he gets 10 assists, looking at the way that he's playing, throwing lobs and all the different things. So, kudos to them. They've unlocked some things, and it's a good style of basketball. Yeah.
Doug, I just wanted to ask you about, obviously you got Terry Taylor up here. You had him in training camp, saw him over the summer. Just what have you seen in the time that he's been with the G League?
Physical, brings it every single night. And I mean, that's, if T hits the floor, that's what I'm going to expect from him. He plays extremely hard, and I respect and appreciate that. That is just another guy that has paid his dues, and I think that it is always good when we can reward our own for doing good, because it's a system that we're trying to establish. And we've seen other teams. I say we. I have watched other teams that have used in what I consider their system correctly of bringing players up, sending them down, developing them, and then they actually come into the NBA and they're ready to go. So I'm hoping that that's what we continue to do.
Thank you, RJ. That's Doug Christie, pregame coach.
All right.
Christie. What's the story of the tie you got on tonight? And do you have one-loss records for your ties?
No, this is one of my power ties I got right here. Rocking the purple, Kings purple, if you will. And so wanted to support the home team and a big game tonight. So I'm doing my part.
Anything stand out to you about
what Doug had to say?
Coach Christie's comments?
Well, he said he's not a crystal ball, but he's hoping tomorrow that the guys Zach and Jake can play. That would be fantastic news. We'll see. Obviously, we'll have you updated on the Drive Guys tomorrow, beginning at 2. But no, it doesn't seem like it'll be a lengthy absence for either of those guys.
Yeah, let's hope not. And let's hope you get a chance to join us tomorrow, not only on the show, list of the show, but joining us at Tom's Watch Bar.
Tom's Watch Bar, starting off with the Allen Styles Show at 10 o'clock. Then we're taking over at 2 o'clock. Come hang out. Watch the NCAA tournament, have some great food. I'm actually looking forward to it. Right
Thank you, RJ. Thank you, Jay. Drapes, we'll be watching tonight. Yes. Stick around because game night is next. Getting ready for the Kings and whoever they're playing tonight. Cleveland.
Don't even matter, right?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Game night next. Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento Kings. Big points, big stats.